Welcome to Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk podcast, where we dive deep into the complexities of modern relationships, society norms, politics, and trending topics. I'm your host, The Rebuttal, and I am so glad you have decided to give me a listen. This podcast is for the grown folks. How do you know if you're grown? Well, if you pay all of your bills, then you grown as hell to me. But yes, I created this podcast to give grown folks a place to comment and talk about things that they may not get to really talk about due to the everyday grind of work, family, and just life. Many of us get so caught up in our routines that we barely get to have meaningful, deep conversations that leave us feeling more understood and connected. So if you can feel that, then you have found the right place. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's get to it.
My name is Malcolm, and I'm representing Logical Network, and I'll be talking about the outlook on a two-parent home compared to a single-parent home. Coming from experience, I was raised from a two-parent home, and the benefits of it was when I was being raised by two parents is a lot of benefits. I had a father in the home that taught me how to be a man, taught me how to be accountable, discipline. When I did wrong, he punished me. But on the flip side, whenever I need that nurturing, I got that side of love and tender care from my mother. And that kind of helped me and shaped me into the kind of man that I needed to be so that I could be that same person toward my children. Now, I had an older brother and an older sister. Both of them, we all have the same mom. But unfortunately, they didn't have a father growing up in the home. And from experience, my brother did not have that love, that male love from the father. So he ended up going a different path. He got into some trouble. He didn't have the guidance. My mother did the best with what she could with him, but one of the things that you can't do from a woman's perspective, being a single mother, is that you can't teach a woman can't teach a man how to be a man. That has to come from the father. And there's the same for my sister. She also too. We all have the same mother. She didn't have a father, and the same thing from her perspective that she was um, how you say didn't have that male affection, that male love, and she sought that attention in other areas that wasn't right, that you normally wouldn't do. So my whole outlook on it, and I use my siblings as an example, and they ended up having relationship issues. And ended up just carrying that weight of hatred and resentment towards my mother as a result of them not knowing their father. Through no fault of her own, she did the best of what she could, but you know, it also led to health problems. A statistic shows that kids, children that come from a two-parent home are more likely to graduate from high school, have a higher chance of getting a job, has a higher chance of having better overall health, and I can testify to that. My life has been great, but my parents weren't perfect, but I still had that. I still had that. Um, I was still rooted and grounded on both ends. Like I said, my father made me work, held me accountable. On the other end, I was able to get that love and that nurturing from my mother to show me a different side as well. So I got both ends. So that's the benefits I take from having a two-parent home. And also this too, coming from a two-parent home, you have more resources. Both parents can pull together and be able to put all of the resources together to give the child more options. Well, dang, Malcolm. What about single parenthood? They can do, and I'm not taking away from single mothers. I tip my hat to single mothers and single fathers for doing the best that they can. It's just certain situations that you can't help. If your partner decides to dip, there's nothing you can do about it. So, um, and I just feel bad for those that did not have that opportunity, and for those that did have the opportunity, but they decided to step away. It's just a messed up situation. But the facts are the facts. As I stated before, two-parent home, you're more rooted and grounded. You carry both perspectives. Just like a father can't teach a girl how to be a girl, that has to come from that nurturing aspect versus the physical aspect and accountability aspect from the father. The Bible says train up a child in the way he should go. That's Proverbs 22:6. That does just that applies to both parents. It says, "Fathers, provoke not your children to wrath." There's fathers, because the father is the one that sets the stage in order for the children, and the mother, the Bible teaches them to love their children. So that love from a mother, but the training from the father helps the child become who they are today. So as I wrap this up, I'm a better person because of my parents. I've seen from firsthand what not having a father in the home can do to an individual. And I'll close out with this. I have the privilege, I have a blended family. My wife had my daughter before we came together, and the relationship between her and her father is not the best. She sees me interacting with my own biological kids, and right now she's in therapy. She's getting counseling because she's not getting that love from her biological father. Even though I'm in the home and I'm pouring into her like I would do my other kids, there's still that longing, that wanting, that affirmation from your biological father. So uh, that can be another situation to where it can be difficult. But at the end of the day, she still has an advantage, an opportunity that most kids or stepchildren don't have, and that's a male influence in the home, because that will affect her role in how she selects a man. And the same thing for our sons. They look to their mothers. If the roles are reversed, and you know, my ex wasn't in my son's life, you know, he would feel that and want that longing for his mother, and he would might try to get that validation or seek that through other areas like my siblings did. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great eye opener for us all, and I'm looking forward to everybody's input on this. And that's all I got.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Good to see y'all in the chat. Let's make this an active night, man. Tonight, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's have a real conversation. Does growing up in a single parent home put kids at a disadvantage? Or is it more about the quality of parenting than the number of parents in the home? For decades, societies have debated whether children from two parent homes have a leg up in life. But is that really the case? What about single parents who are doing it all? Raising kids, holding down jobs, and making sure their children have everything they need. Tonight, we're breaking down the statistics, the personal experiences, and the myths surrounding this debate. Plus, we'll explore how relationships, finances, and emotional stability play a role in shaping the next generation. Whether you grew up in a single parent home, or raising kids on your own, or come from a traditional two parent household, this conversation is for you. So sit back, grab a snack, and let's talk.
Warning, this is a podcast to inform, challenge, and bring light to different perspectives. not to bash or shame. Comments and opinions are welcome. Enjoy.
Welcome to Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk, the greatest podcast on Facebook. I'm your host, The Rebuttal, and today we got a very, very special topic for y'all. Yes, we got single parent households versus two parent households. Let's talk about it. I got four special guests. Would y'all be so kind to introduce yourselves to the grown folks in the chat?
Hey y'all, this is Kiera. I'm one half of the Underground Queens podcast. I am 30 plus, and I have one child. And I was raised in a two-parent household. I was raised by my grandparents.
And my name is Kiana. I am the other half of the Underground Queens podcast. I am 30 something. I have one baby girl, and I also grew up in a two-parent household with my mom and dad.
Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm DJ. I'm the owner of For You Gaming and Entertainment. I'm 33 years old, and I was raised in a single parent household, but I also was raised by my grandmother.
Hey everybody, my name is Bayette Williams. I'm 33. I have two kids, a little boy and a little girl. And I grew up in a two-parent household, mother and father.
Let's go. Let's go. We did have a young lady with a single parent household background as well, but she wasn't able to make it. But it is all good. So y'all single parent household women in the chat, get it popping when y'all hear this. Um, but yeah, do you have are you on speakerphone or are you like got your phone to your ear?
I got it on speaker.
If you don't mind, put it to your ear to make it'll sound better. Cause it sound like you not right there by the phone. I want them to hear you.
Okay. How is it now?
Say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. All right. So we're gonna get it rocking. We're gonna get it rocking and rolling. Y'all jump in where y'all see fit. We can keep the same order that we started off with. But starting off with some a little crazy, not too crazy. It can't. I don't know.
Okay.
Y'all might not take it that way, but I wrote this. Okay. It question. First question. Is there any way for you to tell if someone came from a single parent household versus a two parent household without the person saying it outright?
I feel like you can tell sometimes by just their conversation, how they handle certain situations. Maybe they're too aggressive. Maybe they're not aggressive enough. Maybe they're too strong-willed. Some things you can tell off top.
And
Yeah,
you
you
feel,
definitely, you definitely can because I done met some people and I don't know. Well, one person in particular, I ain't gonna say their name, but I always wonder why they act the way that they act. Cause I'm really close with my family, so we do a lot of family gatherings together. But when it came time to do things like that person just really wasn't with it, and I'm like, why? But as I grew to know the person, I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense. They didn't grow up, in a two-parent household. Like it was very dysfunctional. Just like
mm,
their emotions was like all over the place, and they would just ghost and just be cold shouldered, and just the way that they act. I was like, okay, it makes sense. So I think you could definitely tell.
mm,
Um, I would have to say no because I feel like there's so many other contributing factors like that you can't really just single out that somebody's been raised by a two-parent household or a single family household, a single parent household.
Give us an
mm,
example.
mm,
Okay, so for example, me and my wife were both raised in single parent households, but the way we look at certain things are totally different in aspects of like just like wanting to be around people or have like family around or being loners and things of that nature. So
Interesting.
Mm.
Do
mm.
you feel like I'm sorry, I'm just hopping in.
Nah,
Do
do
you
your
feel like
thing.
No, go ahead.
Do
Go
your
ahead.
thing.
Do you feel like there's something that you guys feel that you had a little bit more than the other one? Like for instance, like with her, was she a little bit more independent or was she a little bit more passive? Like, do you feel
Oh, well, I can't speak on the independence. I can say on my end, I was like having to do a lot more, a lot earlier because aside from my living in a single parent household, my mother was also disabled. So I feel like I had to take the burden of a lot of the stuff. And then also, I'm a guy and she's a girl. So, boys tend to have to do, I'm not going to say more, but they have stuff that's required of them to get done in
right?
those situations. Whereas, like, you probably wouldn't have your daughter in a single parent household out trying to work or trying to contribute. Like boys feel like
Mm,
it's their responsibility to provide to the household when they're in the single parent household.
Mhm.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
What about you, babe? Is there a way you could tell?
To me, and I kind of agree with both sides when it comes to this because I try to really think outside the box. But I feel like whatever your background is what you can kind of recognize in someone else. Like me coming from a two-parent household, I feel that I could be able to recognize in any setting stronger in if that person came from a two-parent household versus someone coming from a one-parent household because I can kind of see the traits that I may have exhibited or seen in another two-parent household that's close to me. So I feel like it's stronger in that sense. But
Mm,
I also feel that you can be misled by that too because the things that they may be exhibiting probably came at a later state as they grew because they came from a single parent household. So like I say, I see both sides, but I have to go with you can just on certain traits that they may exhibit.
mm. Okay, so y'all know, even though y'all know me, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. On here, I'm the rebuttal. You feel me? So I gotta speak my piece too. As the rebuttal, I feel like too, and this for men that grow up in single parent households with women, this I feel like they either, not all of them, but I see a lot of it with it. They either be extremely feminine or extremely like over masculine. But it's like
Mhm.
it be like the emotional balance to me be off. How y'all feel
Hmm.
about that?
I need you to give an example.
Um, I noticed with single parent young men that I've met in my life, they are more apt to try to save a young lady in a bad situation. Like they don't require as much. Like they want to play superhero. And and it's more like it's easier for the woman to manipulate them. For me, this is what I see. And it's like, sometimes it's like the gender roles don't get separated. It don't get separated. And but I don't think it's a bad thing, but I do notice it. Like for me, it's like I got to see, and then it's just your household structure too. Like I got to see my dad do stuff that my mom didn't do, and I got to see my mom do stuff that that he didn't do. But like when it came to me acting out, like I feel like my dad was always there to balance my emotions when it came to like fighting or how I'ma handle something versus my mom would tell me some shit that sound crazy and my daddy would tell me something that I could really feel, I guess. But I think like as a younger man without that, not even just a father, but like maybe just a older guy to balance him out, it kind of sometimes can lead him to like picking up more habits from like how a woman would act. are getting confused, and then he might fall into like trying to be over masculine with his feelings, like overly expressing himself.
I can see that. Good point.
Speak, speaking louder than his actions.
Yeah, and I think the same thing happens with a woman. I feel like if a woman don't have a father in her life, sometimes she don't really understand the value of a man. She might
Yeah.
only see him as a person that pay bills.
I agree with that. I can see that, and especially what you talked about previously about um, a man raised in a single parent household. You know, they try to extend themselves more for their individual. I'm guessing that's because they probably seen firsthand what a single parent household can do to a family, so they're
Right.
willing to like I don't know accept or tolerate more than what the average man would.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Because growing up with my homeboys, I was quick to just be like, nah, I'm good. And they was just on some going through it type shit. I just never understood it. But then I thought about it like, damn. Maybe it's because, like they see they see that like how your mom make you, like I feel like every young black boy, at least most of them that come from a single parent home, like their dream is to save their mama. Is to like buy
Yeah.
her a house, move out the
Ooh,
hood.
ooh,
You get what
you
I'm
going to
saying?
now.
Huh?
I said you going deep now.
That's what I be thinking though. And I
That's
think they get
psychological.
confused and they find another young lady going through it and she just putting them through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hey, he stayed to
Simply
try to
trying to
play
save
hero.
you.
It's crazy
Yeah.
because I had some thoughts about this a few months back. Like I was thinking the same thing, and I was like, why is it that like when a black male becomes famous or like he's about to sign his $1 million contract, first thing he does is goes and buys his mom a house and take care of his mom when that's supposed to be the responsibility of her partner. So basically, we starting a generation in the hole because we having to take care of all the stuff that
Yeah.
our other parent was supposed to provide.
Yeah.
I
So you
think that,
digging yourself out of a hole.
but I think that son is taking on, like you said, the emotional work that a man is supposed to do in a relationship. So, for instance, if there's a son and a mom, right? The husband or the dad is supposed to tend to that mama emotionally, or just spend time with that woman. But by being in a single parent household, or like just a woman and her son, the son is watching movies with her, the son is tending to her, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
She treat him
So
like
Yeah.
she treat
that's
him
her
like she dating
man.
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Uh
it's
like
huh.
that's
not
her
like,
husband.
and
Yeah.
it's, yeah, and it's not, I mean, it is what it is. It ain't no, it
Nah, that
happens.
shit ain't cool. Let's I'm gonna be the
Yeah, it's
rebuttal.
not.
That
It's
shit
not.
ain't cool. Cause it
It's not
confuse him.
cool.
It confuse
It
him and she
does.
be doing too much. And then he
And you
can't get a
wonder why.
girl.
Exactly. When it's time to
Yeah.
partner in his own household, there's so much strife because it's like the woman is losing her man. Like, I'm
She
losing my
trying to
partner,
run her household. Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this other woman is coming in taking, and I don't think it's like, I think it's it's like a grieving process they have to go through. It's like, okay, I'm losing
Right.
Mm,
my, and some women like to hold on and fight for their position. Like, nah, you ain't about to come in, and who you think you are? I'd raise them to be, and then and
yeah.
then you got
Yeah.
the girlfriend or the fiance on the other end, the wife fighting for her position because she like, this my space, this my man,
Right. Right. That's it. Like I feel that because I've seen that, and I'll just take my dad for instance. My dad, he lost his father at a very young age, so his mother, she calls on him to do a lot.
Mm,
And it be times where he don't even be wanting to, do this or do that because he got his own household to take care of. He's married, and it causes friction within his household because she feels like every time I call, you need to jump, you need to be here.
yeah.
You my only son that I got left. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to take care of me. And everybody be trying to tell him like, no, you can do a little something here and there, but your household is first. That's your
Yeah.
first priority. Like that's not your responsibility. But he feels, guilty in a way
obligated.
and feel like he's obligated to, cater to her because, of them losing. him losing his father at a very young age, like she ain't got nobody. So it just kind of make him feel bad. So every time she called, he be running, hurting and all. And he's still going through it to this day. Child.
I mean,
But
people get remarried all the time, though.
yeah, you're right. But she ain't trying to do it.
She ain't keeping herself up. She got to take better care of herself. Do something.
But I think that's also healing. Like, healing is new
Mm,
for the Black community or just communities, period. Like going to a therapist, talking to somebody, actually getting over a situation, a death or a bad relationship. Healing, even if you'll see it on social media, people love grieving. People love being in pain. People love staying where they're at. So,
mm,
it sounds like, oh yeah, she can get another man, she can get over, but also too it's like we're just now, this generation start to be like, that ain't cool. Let's go and find out how can we get past this.
mm, mm. Y'all doing great. One more thing, cause what's crazy, that's this not even on the sheet to be asked, but um, I don't want young men to think I'm calling them like feminine or something, but it's not that. It's more like me calling them feminine because they come from a single parent house. I don't know, but I'm not putting that out. I've just seen my wife come in sometimes and she on one. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of got to reel her in. But imagine if it's nobody that'll reel her in. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just go to sometimes. And it's
Yeah.
like, and it could be the same for me. Sometimes I might wild out on my little boy because I'm like, boy, you need to stop, and she, no, but it's like a balance. It's like a constant balance. If both of y'all could be level headed, but it's like a constant check and balance because, you know, I could just imagine, like, I ain't gonna say I'm just the best husband, dad in the world, but I could just imagine doing all this shit by yourself. That shit gotta suck. Getting them up for
it's hard.
school in the morning and making sure they take a bath, doing home. That shit gotta suck. I ain't gonna lie.
It's hard.
Yes.
I'll speak from being a single parent, and one thing that I can say, I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
Mm,
And I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Not saying that I have a problem with it, because at the end of the day, it's made me a stronger person.
yeah,
Like, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. It makes you go harder, but it's draining. You get your days where you're overstimulated. I get my days where I'm breaking down, crying, and my daughter like, what's wrong? Because it's one person
yeah,
doing everything,
yeah.
and you trying to stay on top of it, like dot your I's and cross your T's and all that. But you have your moments where you slip up, and you just have to remind yourself that it's okay. You doing the best that you can. But I be trying to tell my mom sometimes, because she be trying to help me, but I feel like she would never understand, because my mom, she has a husband. It's
Mm,
always been the
Yeah.
both of them for the past 32 years. So I'm like, you would never understand
Right.
what I'm going through, because you've always had dad. So she be fussing at me, but I'm like, mom, I'm doing the best that I can. It's
mm,
hard. It is hard. And I feel like single parents are like some of the strongest people in this world, because whew,
mm.
oh Lord, I
Yeah.
be trying to
Yeah.
stay
I can.
cradle, but it's hard.
We can hear your pain. Just know you are doing a great job, and
Yeah.
Thank
nobody's
you.
perfect. You're
Thank
doing the best
you.
that you can, and I'm sure that your child gonna appreciate
And
There,
she
it for
does. She
being.
tell me, I be like, okay, so this is why I do it.
there you
She
go.
tell me.
There you go. Okay. Next question. Oh, did some you was finna say something? My bad.
Oh,
Somebody was finna say something. Okay.
No, no.
Next question. How do you think growing up in either a single parent or two parent household shaped your outlook on life?
I'm gonna say, um, I think it's very impactful, and I'm gonna kind of touch on my experience a little bit. You know, and to kind of point to what you had said earlier, James. You were saying it was certain things that you seen that your dad did, uh, that not necessarily saying that your mom can't do it, but you know, it was a even balance. You seen
Mm-hmm.
your dad do things, you seen your mom do things, and but it gave you perspective on understanding or having a different outlook, but also not being persuaded by that outlook because you have a even balance between your mother and your father. And with me, seeing my mom, she went to college. She didn't finish all the way, but she went to college, and she kind of had to kind of find her way a little bit, but she got to where she got a great job and been in a amazing career over I want to say 13 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then seeing my dad, who and my mom came from, I kind of break it all the way back. My mom came from a kind of a it was almost like a single parent home, but she had a stepdad, uh, so it was always a little void there. So most of what she experienced kind of carried on into what who she is now. And my dad, he grew up in a two-parent household. His dad worked from the time he wasn't even old enough to work until he passed away. And his mom worked. So he seen, and it wasn't just him. He had three other siblings. So, well, two other siblings. So to see that and have that type of background, but it was a hard fought background. But he went to college and he was able to get in a career, not necessarily saying that he liked, but what paid the bills and what helped prepare him to where he's at today, which is being retired and doing what he want to do. Um, but having that balance for me was gave me perspective to see how to kind of navigate through life. Things that you know he could tell me that he did from a male's perspective that you shouldn't do or that could get you in trouble, and things that my mom seen from a little girl to a woman's perspective that she could say what you need to look out for, or you know this is how a lady, or this is how a mom should treat you, or a lady should treat you, and this is how a mom should be to her child. you
Yeah.
know just giving me different lessons, so it helps you to kind of really think outside the box. And for me, it was a I feel it's a great thing to have a two-parent household. I know it's not always presented to us that way, because in reality, everybody doesn't come from that background.
Yeah.
But I feel that the ones that don't come from that background, I think they have a little bit more drive and a little bit more edge to them because of how they grew up, and they're going to be the total opposite or of what the opposite parent was. They're going to be just like who they seen, whoever had to play that mom and that dad role.
Mm.
And propelling through their life, it's going to drive them even more to make sure when they have the opportunity to give a family, they are going to hopefully be able to change that cycle. So,
Yeah.
but just to get back to the question, for me, I think it's a great.
Hey, are you looking for a way to put the kids to bed during the day? Well, let me entertain them with 4U Gaming and Entertainment. Allow me to utilize my custom state-of-the-art bus to put your kids at ease and create a unique gaming experience unlike any other. Check out our website at 4ugaming.com for booking options. And as always, we're undeniably for you.
Outlook on life and a great balance for you to grow up and be able to see two different sides, especially
Mm.
from the opposite sex.
There you go. What about y'all? How y'all feel? How did y'all household shape y'all view on life?
I think having the single parent household actually benefited me, believe it or not.
Okay.
Just from being able to be resourceful and rely on myself to get things done, or just having drive to like continue on and do certain stuff because I wasn't able to rely on others or rely on that other parent or having that stability within my
Mm,
household and not wanting to go back to that or have that situation in my household present day. So
yeah,
um just going through that, and it shaping me, gave me perspective into what I didn't want in terms of my future. So it just kept giving me drive, continued drive to just keep pursuing my goals and make it out of my situation or better my situation.
yeah, yeah. Facts. And you did it.
Um, I guess with me, what I see. So I'm gonna just preface it by saying I was raised by my grandparents, but my dad and my mom was both actively in my life too. So at different times, I was in a two-parent household, my grandma, my granddad, but I also had to stay with my dad sometimes. So it was like a single dad household, and I had to stay with my mom,
Mm,
which was like a single mom household. And I would say that being in these different households, I think sometimes with their single parent households are so focused on survival sometimes that we forget to thrive. We forget to like mold. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? So that
yeah,
way it does create like a drive and an ambition for more. Like you said, you may have seen in your household where it's like, okay, I didn't have this, I didn't have that, I didn't have that. So I'm gonna make sure it's in mine. I'm gonna make sure I do that. I'm gonna make sure I live with my kids. I'll make sure I do this. I'll make sure, just kind of, just do better
Yeah.
or want better. But I don't believe that people who come from single parent households can't thrive just as much as two parent households. I think you definitely get unique characteristics from both.
Yeah.
Um, and with me, what I benefit the most is that I was raised by two of the most differentest people ever. Let's say opposites attract. Opposites attract
okay.
because my grandma, she just holy roller. She go to church 3-4 days out the week. And my papa, I'm not saying he like a heathen or nothing like that, but he was just he just wasn't that. And
Mm,
when things come up, my grandma has an opinion, and then my papa has an opinion. I'm just like, I'm literally in the
yeah,
middle, like, wow, like I didn't think about that, but I didn't think about that.
that
So
makes
I
sense.
have a different range of. It may be a question like, should women do X, Y, and Z? And of course, my grandma, she's like, yes. And my granddad, old Southern black man, no, they shouldn't do. So
Yeah,
it's just like I get a little bit of both. And it kind of raised me to be privy to, like you said, gender roles and
yeah,
how things are done. And I expect a man to do X, Y, and Z. And when
yeah.
I got married, and I went into my marriage, and I'm divorced, so
Oh, okay.
it was kind of different because I'm like, hold on, a man's supposed to do X, Y, and Z, but it's just
So,
me now.
so
So
you not okay. So the baby you have is from your ex husband.
yes,
Put some respect on. Well, I ain't gonna say that,
yeah,
but
because I mean,
you not like you did it the best way you could. It just didn't end right. Like it just
yeah, it just ain't worked out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, there it
and people
go.
say you did it the right way, but I mean,
I mean,
it
let's
is.
be real. I did it the wrong way and then turned around and did the rest of them right. But it is the wrong
Exactly.
way. I mean, and that's not me throwing shade. I did it too, but it do have consequences. Like a child needs stability, and I feel like you shouldn't have a child until you made that commitment. But I didn't understand that till I had a child outside of wedlock. So it's not me thinking I'm better because or thinking you're better. I'm just saying I feel like that's a better chance for the child to have a stable environment if you do it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes, but then you got to think about too. You got to have two whole healthy individuals
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
because
but
you can
yeah,
toxic.
yeah. Keep going. My bad. I ain't gonna
Um,
interrupt.
no, you good, but I mean, I'm just saying that's just things I got from it. I'm more feminine by being around, a woman, but I know how to, and it's crazy, but I know how to love a man by being around my grandparents
There
because
it
I've
go.
seen it firsthand,
There it
Mm-hmm.
go.
where it may not be as natural for women who may come from a single parent household with their mom, like it may be
Mm-hmm.
more of a skill they have to develop. I'm not saying it's
Right.
impossible because they do it all the time, but I'm just saying is that I know one thing I know how to do is I know how to love a man, especially a black man.
That's it.
Let's
Come
go. Clap
on.
it up for
Come
loving black
on.
men. I ain't even
Come
got the
on.
thing
That's
on.
it.
Yeah, clap it up.
Gotta get the sounds right, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm tripping. Let me see. It might be right now. All right, I got it. But yeah, Kiana, speak your piece. What you got to say about that?
Okay, well, I definitely feel that there are some benefits. Growing up in a two-parent household, I've taken out some good, I've taken out some
Mm,
bad.
yeah,
I've watched my mother and father go through so much. I've seen their wins,
yeah,
getting their first house together. I've seen a lot of sacrifice, like with my dad, him really taking his career first, and my mom kind of, cheering him on the sideline. And she's kind of, sitting back until, it's her time. And then seeing her getting her time, and then the roles reverse. Like I've seen so much, but
mm,
it makes me understand like what I want as far as my next relationship, because I had a child out of wedlock as well. But
it
I
be
know
like that.
what I want.
Shame, shame.
And
Damn, that's crazy.
period. But I ain't settling. I'm
Let's
not
Hey,
settling.
go.
Like I know, like I see my father, like he's been a provider. So like my mom never had to pay a bill. My dad took care of
work.
everything. Her check was her check. And everything was good. But I've
Yeah,
seen where instances where my dad, he's been down. And so my mom, she kind of had to step up, and take on, being a provider until,
yeah,
he get on his feet. So I've seen the ups and the downs. I've seen, reasons why I tell my daughter I love her so much every single day is because I grew up in a household. We didn't say that I love you. They never
mm,
said it. I never see my mother and father kiss. I don't know if it's the
mm,
old school type thing,
Yeah.
but they just were always set in their ways. But I've taken that. I'm like, oh well, I'm not gonna do that growing up. So I make sure that I tell her
yeah,
every single day. Like I knew my mother and father loved me, but sometimes it's good, just to hear them say that.
yeah,
But you know, it's definitely a benefit. So I'm definitely taking the good and the bad. And so now moving forward, I know what I want when it
mm.
comes to a partner. I know what I want my household to look like because of the benefit of growing up in a two-parent household.
Let's get it.
Damn, that was deep.
I kind of got the Kiera situation going on. I was raised by my grandparents until I was 13. Then I was forced to move with my parents. But my
That's why
grand
you got an old soul.
yeah, my grandparents saved me. Like it's crazy. They saved me before I turned bad. Like I was raised in the church because my grandma used to make me go to church. I used to be mad, crying like, "Why is you making me go to church? I want to just watch cartoons or some shit." And just my grandfather was a preacher, so it was like I grew up listening to my grandfather talk in the pulpit, and it like I just used to listen to his sermons. I thought he was like Martin Luther King or something. Like he had a strong voice, and he died when I was like 9 or 11,
Mm.
and my grandma couldn't control me. So I done somebody done convinced me to hold a gun. My little brother done told on me, and I'm talking back to it now. I don't care. I ain't had no curfew, and we in the heart of the hood. We in the heart of the West Side. So it's like they was like, nah. My grandma was like, nah. He need to go to his mama now. And my mama now, damn. I don't want. I ain't gonna speak bad on. Once we get the Patreon set up, and y'all want to pay for it, I'll let y'all know a little more. But I can't. I ain't gonna even talk bad on them. I talk, too crazy on them. But just say it was a different household. You know what I'm saying? It was a little
Mm.
different. It hit different.
They ain't had
I
no foundation.
Man, I had to go. I ain't come home till a little time to go to sleep type shit because I ain't want to be in that bitch. So
Yeah.
so but on the outside it look good though, cause my daddy got a good job. He at the shipyard. He getting that overtime. We got a nice little house. We on the south side. The houses get a little better on the south side for some reason. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I always noticed that like the South Side had better houses to me than the West Side, unless you went by like River Road. A lot of y'all don't even know
Right.
what the fuck I'm
Okay. 'Cause I'm
talking
gonna say
about.
I'm from the west side
Yeah,
now. Okay.
River Road, yeah. But I'm saying like I grew up by Sherlin, that shit kind of
Oh,
crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
that
You
ain't
know
too
what I'm
far.
saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Though, like Sherlin, Howard Street, and all that shit, Rollins Street,
Yeah.
shit a little different. It hit a little different over there.
Ryan.
So
Yeah.
okay, but they saved me though. So all that stuff I learned as a younger kid made me not choose the streets because the streets was presented to me so much, but I didn't choose it because it wasn't me. It really wasn't for me because I felt like that shit was wrong or like it was just certain shit that didn't. But anyway, my outlook on life though was like I got to see a good relationship with older people. I grew up with I love you every night before I went to bed with my grandparents. They would tell me that it would tuck me in and shit. My
Hmm.
grandfather would be like, I love you, I ain't gonna always be here, but I want you to know I love you. And that stuck with me. I like, damn, what he mean? But I think he knew shit was gonna get weird once he died. You know what I'm saying? Like shit was gonna get a little iffy for me. So it that stuck with me and I went back to that foundation once I got a little older. If that like they planted seeds. You get what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
made me a little bit different than my brother and my sister. It made me a little different when it came to seeing positivity through relationships. So I still had a belief in relationships, but I don't think my sister and brother really believe in marriage or relationships as in they could be good or they looked at my grandfather and grandma like that was just like something that really don't exist because it was so positive. But we just saw the positive. But I guess when they was younger, shit probably was like a little different. But I got to catch the good days, the golden days. But yeah, yeah,
And with all that wisdom that you was able to receive too,
yeah,
the
and I
wisdom that they presented, yeah.
yeah, cause my grandfather he would sit me down and go over the family tree and shit. He'd be like, "This is your this and that," and I'm like 7, 8, 9. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck he talking about. Like, why are you telling me
Giving you
this?
that game early. He's giving you that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, I love it now though. I cling on to the memories. But
I bet you
hmm,
long range of music. Like you are very eclectic with music by being
probably.
raised by parents.
Nah, what's crazy? So my uncles was still. I had an uncle that was still in and out the house, and he was on some other stuff. So I used to jump in the what that was. What he had one of I think a box Chevy maybe or a Caprice one on, and we listening to MGK Outkast. Like, nah, I grew up on rap. Was crazy, rap and gospel. That's
That do
how
not go together, bro.
rap
What?
and gospel.
What?
I'm
Okay,
saying,
Lecrae.
Granddaddy was wild.
no, I'm saying my granddaddy knew I had the gospel playing, but when I jumped in the car with my uncle, we got the UGK, MGK, 8
Oh,
ball, Pimp
I
C.
thought
Yeah.
granddaddy was playing Bun and Pimp.
Nah, hey,
Ah,
that'll be wild. That'll be wild.
Definitely would.
Yeah. Nah, we temptations with him and stuff. But it was cool though. No complaints. But I did get to see I got to see the repercussions of what cheating can do. I
Mhm.
got to saw the
Yeah.
repercussions of not well, I ain't gonna say not having somebody when you older, but the reason why you would want to be with somebody when you get into older age. Because I got to see my grandparents. You get what I'm saying? So I got to
Right.
see a lot of different things. Next question though.
Wait, before you go to the next question, just hearing from um your your response to that question, it just give me some further thoughts on mine. I
Mm,
say I was raised in a single parent household, but you know how they say it takes a village to raise a family?
yes.
There was like a year or two period where I lived with my great grandparents,
There you
and
go.
they both were in the home. So like I got some to see firsthand some of those things you were talking about. Like I used to go watch wrestling with my great grandfather, and we were like
Yeah.
real close. And our Price is Right, and then me and my great grandmother, she would always cook breakfast in the morning, and make sure that I went and got in the tub on time. Like it was structured and stuff
Yeah.
in the household, so it
Mhm.
was a whole different environment than when I was growing up in my household. And then I've lived with my uncle for a period of time, so it's like all
Mm,
those different living experiences into one. So,
Yeah, yeah. Nah, that's facts though. That's facts. That's how you gotta, and that's what you know.
but I
That's
think I also had all of that going on because I wasn't in a two parent household. So,
yeah. Your daddy wouldn't let you be here with like that. Like, hold on, dude. Hey,
no, I'm saying because he wasn't there, it takes
yeah,
the burden got to go somewhere. So
yeah. Mama need a
I ain't gonna say
break.
the burden, but yeah, just the assistance part.
Yeah. Anybody else needed to add something to that before we move on?
Yeah, I'm it's kind of it's wild to hear some of the things y'all experience. Cause me, the reason why I say that because you know me thinking of what a two-parent household is, hearing some of the things that some of the things that I wouldn't have expected to experience. I experienced it, and then to hear it is kind of like an eye opener to like, that wasn't right. Like that wasn't cool, what I witnessed, you know, growing up in a two-parent household. Um, I apologize, I forgot who had said it, but somebody had mentioned that both partners have to be, in a good space before they, have a child. Um, I think that was a eye-opening moment for me because my, the things that I've seen, like I, seen, my dad get mad at, my mom, and I'm in the middle of it and kind of not knowing what to do, kind of like in a frozen state, and all of a sudden I see a hand finna go up. So I step in and,
Mm,
you know, they leave out, and to go from in protective mode, like first to go from like what's going on, all I hear is yelling, to protective mode, to turn around and then, seeing my mom crying and saying that, when you get married, don't do this, to your wife. Treat your wife like this and like that. So seeing that, and then not saying it was always like that. That was a like a just like a luck of the Irish type thing, if I could describe it in that way. Um, because it was a lot of great moments, but I think it was a lot of bad moments too.
mm,
And the bad moments weight was close or similar to the same as right there where the good was at. So it was kind of like a even keel, it was like a neutral.
mm,
Like I never had I'm way up here and I've been up here even with this, or I'm way down here. It's always been a kind of like an even keel. Sometimes it may drop, sometimes it'll come back up, but and it has carried on, I think, until my adulthood. I think I always used to say this to one of my homeboys. I said, you know, because I went to school for clinical psychology, and I told him, I said, everything that I've kind of learned, well, not kind of, but everything I learned in college about, mental health, or counseling, and the different diagnoses of mental health, uh, you kind of I've kind of already experienced that when I was younger because I was my mother or my dad, well, my parents' therapist. And I always thought
mm.
that was never a good thing to do
Yeah,
because
yeah.
everything that you're experiencing, and when we get with each other, I'm around with you drop me off at practice is, man,
Mm,
I told you, this not to do that. And it's like I
mm.
got to a point where like, okay, like I didn't want to be disrespectful, but as I got, I was like, look, so what we doing once we get back? You still going to the store? Like I'm trying
Trying
to
to
quickly
stop that.
change the subject,
Yeah.
and that has kind of carried on into how I tell my adulthood. But I find different ways to try to suppress that, or you
Mm.
know, I didn't really, even though I went to school for it. Before that, I wasn't big on talking to a therapist. I didn't want to be, I guess, in a sense, to be that vulnerable in front of somebody because I kind
Hey, are you looking for a way to put the kids to bed during the day? Well, let me entertain them with 4U Gaming and Entertainment. Allow me to utilize my custom state-of-the-art bus to put your kids at ease and create a unique gaming experience unlike any other. Check out our website at 4ugaming.com for booking options. And as always, we're undeniably for you.
Yes. Is my favorite part of the show. That was part one. Single parent households versus two parent households. I hope y'all enjoyed it. The conversation will go on next week. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I see we got Walter Nelly in the chat. That is the concerned citizen. He goes by the concerned citizens. He definitely likes to stir the pot. Now, let's get it though. Let's get it. The number is on the screen. The number is on the screen. 601-336-2003. If you would like to call in, call in. We taking them calls. Taking them call. Yeah, I know the convo was getting deep. It was getting, you know what I'm saying? You gotta love it though. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I made it a little bit longer. But hey, hey, there it go. See, Waltonelli got y'all talking about her having some good trouble. Staying in some good trouble. Hakeem say that's why y'all out here struggling now. He say that's why he didn't have kids. He knew how to keep the third leg in his pants. But yeah, we all human. We got needs sometimes. Y'all human, we got needs. We might just want to Netflix and chill. Say, why you cut it off? I gotta chop it up in parts. You know what I'm saying? We gotta, make room for the callers. We gotta make room for the callers, the call in. If you want to call in and talk about it, let's talk about it. Single parent households versus two parent households. Gotta chop it up. We gotta chop it up. I know it's getting good. That's how you keep them hooked, though. That's how you keep them hooked, Kiara. You gotta will them in. They see the product good, chop it off, come back next week. Open up shop, right back again. Open up shop, right back again. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. The number on the screen. Oh yes. Before I forget, so we have the put the kids to bed and let's talk politics every last Saturday. Okay, so y'all been getting that. But now I want to shoot for, I'm not going to make no promises, but I want to shoot for every last Friday will be the hot seat until football season. When football season comes for high school, it's going to hit a little different. But until then, we going to rock out with the hot seat every Friday, every last Friday. The hot seat. It's a live stream. We put somebody in the hot seat that's single, and me and maybe a couple others. Put them in the hot seat, ask them questions, and we try to figure out why they single. So the hot seat every last Friday of the month, and put the kids to bed and let's talk politics will be every last Saturday. And these topics every Thursday. These type of topics every Thursday. Good trouble 2025. You gotta love it. Do we have any callers? Share the live. Let them know we taking calls. Let Facebook know we taking calls. Let these people know, man. We taking calls. Yo, 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 welcome to the greatest podcast on Facebook. Who do we have?
Mary B.
Mary B, what's up? Let me hit the
What's
applause.
up?
Got Mary B on the live.
To join the chat. I was like, okay, is he gonna call? I'm pretty sure his perspective would have sparked a good conversation. But this was a really good topic though.
You liked it? Okay.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, growing up I could relate with everybody that had a part in the conversation, but I could most definitely relate with being raised in a two-parent household but not really wanting to be at home. And I'm not gonna lie, as a kid growing up, I used to wish I was in a single parent household.
Me too. I used to think I wanted that.
Yeah, especially, and I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy. Like, especially, my friends were raised by single parents, and most of my friends grew up in the projects. So of course
Mm.
they had, a financial imbalance. But what was crazy was like tax season. During during tax season, my friends would come to me and be like, "Oh yeah, my mom, she got her taxes, whatever," and my dad gave us tax money. And I was
mm.
like, well, dang, I ain't never get to experience something like that. Or they talk about how they get their child support and they actually, use their child support to buy things that they wanted or things that they needed.
They felt like they
And
were getting more than you, huh? You was like, dang.
yeah, exactly. I was like, well, my parents, they never talk about getting no tax money and spending it on me. So it was a different perspective, like watching my friends that did come from two-parent households. It just seemed like they benefited more than I did.
Mm.
And I grew up in a toxic household. Like, what was crazy is both of my parents, like, we went to church, whatever. They had good paying jobs. We were upper middle class, but we had a toxic household. Like, my parents would fight. I remember days where they would get into arguments about money most of the time.
Mm.
And it was one time, my mom, my dad would take my mom's car keys. Anytime he ever got mad, he would just take her keys,
Damn.
and he would never tell her where she put them, where he put them. He would just hide them, and she had to figure out how to get to work.
Oh,
I never forget,
like, damn. Okay.
yeah,
Was it
I'll
like
never
a
forget.
reasoning behind it? Like, did he have a reasoning for that? Like,
He was just controlling. It was like
okay.
if she did something that made him upset, that was just his way of taking back the control.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
and
deep.
it right. And what made it even worse is that I'll never forget. I was in the fourth grade, and my mom had to figure out how to get to work and get home. So one day she was walking back home from work, and we lived in the country. Like, my mom worked in a hospital in the city, and we lived in the country.
Yeah.
And my school teacher had picked my mom up, and my school teacher had to ask me. She was like, "Hey, is everything good at home?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What the heck? Like, what do they know?" So I would
Mm.
get scared sometimes if people like began to know, because my parents were very in public. They were very private.
Yeah.
So nobody really knew. Like, we would go to church together, go out together, and we resembled like this, like the Huxtables. That's what we looked like on the outside,
Damn. So you saying
but on
Bill
the inside,
Cosby was making Claire walk? That's
think about it.
deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
So I used to think to myself, like, man, if we were just in a single parent, if I was in a single parent household, maybe things would be better. I
Mm.
probably, but I also had half brothers and sisters too,
Oh, okay. So y'all,
and
so one of your parents had outside kids?
yeah, my dad, he had two other kids.
Oh, okay. How was that? Like, were they single parent? Were they in single parent homes?
They were.
Mm.
And again, from the outside, it looked better. Like, my brother, he grew up maybe like 10 miles outside of where we lived, and I would
Oh.
see him on occasion. But he mentioned like being able to do what he wanted to do, being able to go and come as he pleased. But I figured, that's just a boy, right? That y'all get more leisure and leeway as
Yeah,
men.
yeah, we do.
Um,
We do.
but I also watched how he would do things disrespectful to my dad, and my dad would just kind of like play it off and shrug it
Mm.
off. Like he would call my dad by his first name. And I'm like, nah, if I said that,
Mm.
I know it'd be a different situation.
Why you think he let that slide?
I guess it was like shame and guilt, because like the concerned citizen said it was good trouble for my dad. He was laying up with, and not to put my dad out there like that. He was a bad man. 'Cause he was a good man, but
Yeah.
when he was younger, he mentioned to me that he was dating a young woman who was pretty much allowing him to lay up in her house.
Oh.
And it just happened. Like she was offering a free place to stay. He was trying to build roots in a new state. He's from Mississippi. He moved to Alabama. He was trying to build roots in a new state. And she was just welcoming, open.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Yeah.
a good time, I guess.
Uh, Yeah.
And did this affect you though? Like, do this affect the way you see a man? Like, does that play out into your, intimacy? Like, well, not even intimacy, just seeing a man be so controlling. Like, does that impact the way you view men, or you know?
Sometimes, and especially being a single mother myself, I think more so the way that I am is from being an independent person now as opposed to being in a relationship. Because honestly, I would much like for a man to be in charge and
Okay.
be the head of the household. However, I don't want to feel like I'm being controlled. And I've never been put in that position. Seems like the men that I attract seem to be the ones that want to be kept, which is why I mentioned the son husband quote. Because I noticed that in my past, I've dated guys who were raised in single parent households by their mothers,
Mm,
and they seem to feel like they need to be kept as if I'm their mother.
mm.
And that's the cycle that I've seen in relationships. I haven't really seen a man be controlling with me, because if I do see a man pretty much trying to be the dominant person in a relationship, I tend to allow them to lead because I want to be a follower, not a leader myself.
Okay, and okay, speak more to that though, like, because a lot of women, I think, play the fence with that.
With wanting to be kept or
With
wanting to be in charge.
wants, because you said, like, you kind of said, like, you don't have a problem with being a follower, like, you want to
I
be
don't.
led, and
I want to be submissive for sure.
mm, but it just take the right man to bring that out, or is it like
It
it's
does.
there, it's just you don't want to get taken advantage of?
It does take the right person to bring that out of you, because there's a difference from being a leader and there's a difference being a dictator.
Mm,
A lot of women want, I feel, I'll say that some women that I know would like to have a strong man lead them, guide them so that they can follow someone to show them the way. Because as women, we don't know everything. We can't
okay,
do everything. There's a reason why there are two sexes, right? But I
okay.
do feel that having a strong man in charge will bring out that submissiveness in women.
Mm. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Like, I think if a man has to like say out loud that he only likes submissive women or women aren't submissive, then there's probably something wrong with that man. Cause it's like
Mhm.
it you don't have to say it, you just live it. And I don't look at I think my wife is, for me, is she submissive? I would say when it comes to certain things, yeah. And but I don't look at it in terms of submissive. It's just like she respect my opinion, you know? And we
Yeah,
just play our role to get to our goals.
exactly. Like I wouldn't say submission is like I got to sit there and be quiet and let him do all the talking. I don't say anything, because at the end of the day, I can still be a partner,
Right.
but I'm not going to step in his way and make all the decisions and not talk to him. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
takes two people. And if I know that he has a level head, he already understands what's supposed to happen A, B, and C. If I happen to see where, okay, may I suggest something, he should be able to, have an open and listening ear for my suggestions. But at the same time, I'm going to allow him to lead because as a man, I feel like that should be his part. I
Yeah.
shouldn't just take over. You know what I mean?
And it kind of happens natural. Like I remember, look at Kiara being messy in the chat, talking about she know Blue Mayweather pants. That's crazy. But nah, man. I mean, but I think women. I think no matter what, women still kind of run the household based off of like things y'all do. Like y'all are just more like
I get what
I
you're
think I
saying.
lead, but I think she run the house though. Like I think I
So
lead, but she run the house.
it's funny how you saying it because some women, what we can do is we can make you feel like you're in charge.
Right.
Like,
Right.
but deep down, we know. Yes, we know what we run.
Yeah.
But it's a difference if I hover over you and belittle you and berate you to make you know that I'm in charge. Like you said, nobody should have to do that. But as a woman, I should be able to, masculate you, make you feel like you're in charge, but at the same time, you already know, like you said, you know what position I play, and I know how to make you feel important.
Right, right. And when it comes to certain decisions, like she not just gonna do some shit that I don't agree with, but I'm not gonna just do something without her agreement. But I do get bullheaded sometimes and just be like, you don't understand, I'm finna do this shit. But that's not a lot though. That's not a lot. But I think we move parallel when it comes to like making decisions. Like I'm not just gonna do something that impact our whole life without talking to her about it first.
Right. And I mean, not to say a good wife is a wife, but we will allow you to see where you mess up. We will allow you to see where
Mm,
you need us.
mm,
Sometimes it just takes us to like shut up, allow you to feel your own mistake,
mm.
and then again, you know the position that we play, and we know where you stand.
Yeah. I uh I think I just need to wash the dishes more. I don't like washing dishes. That shit suck. But I think that would help me out with her. But I don't know though. You know what? I don't think about it as if who's the leader and not the leader. I feel like I'm the leader though. Sometimes like I remember us getting a house and I was just like, hey, we gonna get another one. This ain't our, we can get this one because you like it, but this is not what I like. And not saying I didn't like it, but it wasn't my what I wanted. And she respected it and we ended up getting another one later. But it wasn't at the detriment of us or nothing like that. It was like she was cool. She still liked the house too. But it was just like certain things. I don't know, it's just weird like that. But it's like I don't know though. But at the same time, as a man, I put her first. Like if it's the choice between both of us getting a new car, but only one of us can get it, she gonna get the new car because I would rather my car break down and I figure it out than her. Like those
See,
type
and
of
that's
things.
healthy. That's a
Yeah.
healthy balance. Like, and growing up, I didn't see anything like that.
Mm.
Like, it was what my dad said, and that was it. And
Okay.
my mom would grow so distant and so cold. She just started doing her own thing. And what
Yeah.
made it even worse is that she made more.
Damn.
And I think my dad felt that too. I feel like that's why he had to act like he needed to be in charge.
Mm.
To I guess like to
To
remind
remind
everybody
her.
that he's
Damn.
yeah. And she could feel it, and she would start doing things on her own. She would start purchasing things and hiding them. She
Mm.
would start giving people money and not telling him,
Yeah.
and he would do things for himself. He would buy cars, not ask if it were something that she wanted. It was my dad trying to focus on him. And you could just
Mm.
see like this unhealthy mix, and it wasn't right.
And that's deep though. It's crazy how it's like the same thing that we think is so healthy can be like one of the most toxic things if it's done wrong. But I guess you still can see what you don't want though. But sometimes I
Yeah.
think having a bad dad can make women hate men. You know, it's like, man, my daddy went and it just kind of scar 'em.
Yeah. Even though I think every woman is different with their experiences, because I can say I did have a good dad. Like he taught me things about men. He taught me how to hold my own as a woman, especially
Okay.
as a single mom.
Yeah.
But it did not skew my view on men, I would say.
So say it didn't hurt your view on men.
Mm-mm.
But that's good though. That's good. I think because it sound like it sound like you was able to separate the bad traits and look at the good traits and still see the value in the man when looking at your dad.
Yeah. Like
But
you said, I just noticed there were things that I won't put up with. And luckily, I have not had to experience that. But I for sure would want somebody who would want to be a leader and not someone who wants the woman to be in charge of everything.
yeah, I think that's just lazy though. If a man be like for anybody, like you should wanna like at least adult together. Like damn.
Yeah, especially when you see somebody like they're doing more for their mother and they're
Mm,
doing this for their mother, but they're not doing that for you.
yeah.
That's the part that didn't make sense or doesn't make sense to me. If you can put in the same energy to make your mother happy or to do all these things for your mama, I think you should be able to do twice as much, if not more, for your wife.
Nah, but it takes somebody telling a man that sometimes, like, especially if he been raised like that, like moms kind of like a breed that into they son. Like they'll like just mold him into like thinking that he gotta take care of her for the rest of her life. Versus it versus like when you get a wife that kind of replace your mom. When you get a husband, he kind of take the responsibility of your father in a way. Like you his responsibility, he your responsibility type of thing. And
And I
households is first. Your household is first.
exactly. Your household is first. I think a lot of single moms, I wish that we could do better with letting our kids know that we are not the priority once our children are married. Like, and I can understand if this was just a girlfriend, but once my sons marry, I am not their sole responsibility. I am not the number one
Mm,
priority. Your wife is your priority, and I'm to me I'm second. I feel like the wife and then me. That's how I
mm,
look at it. And I say that because biblically, that's what it says. When they get married, they're supposed to leave from one household to join into another.
mm.
And that's your priority. That's your family.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I've raised you. I should be able to take care of myself. I shouldn't be looking to my child to take care of me.
Yeah, and it's different for boys though, cause it's like I I kind of grew up giving my mom money, even though she had a husband. It was weird, and I ain't noticed it until I got older. I like, damn, why my mama asking me for money? But it was like it. I don't know the young black boys that should be studied. Like how many young black boys feel like they have to take care of mama. And I'm not saying you shouldn't like honor your mama and love your mama, but it gets to the point to where it's like almost self-sabotaging because you're doing so much for her. And it's like and then you take pride as being a man, so it's like now you taking care of your mom, you trying to take care of your wife, but it's just I don't know. But it's like the guilt you feel if you don't do that damn to destroy you if you was raised like that.
I can see that. I just wish that they didn't think it was I must do this as opposed to I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart. Because I'll never tell my
Mm,
son like, um, I won't tell him he can't. Like if you want to, gift me with something or send me something, that's fine. But I'm not going to tell you that you need to. Like I'm not going to tell you, well,
Mm,
I live alone. You need to pay my light bill. Like you left me by myself. You need to pay my like that. That's not
yeah.
my son's priority. If
Yeah.
my son wants to say, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna pay 2 months on your light bill," okay, he's gonna have the goodness of his heart. I don't want to ever make him feel like he needs to do this for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And it is crazy because that bond be so put in his mind. Like he just like for me, like that shit
Mhm.
still mess with me to this day. Like I'm like, damn, I should. And it's like, but it's like it's like a sad heartbreak. But like you gotta pull away. You gotta pull away, but then it make you feel like a shitty son. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then it's like other people that'll tell you like, yo, you wrong. And you be like, fuck. But then you be like,
And that's
nah, I got kids, I got this, I got that. Like, why y'all don't care? Like it just get weird. It get weird. It get
But
weird.
yeah, like you said, like, I feel like you have kids and you have somebody else that you have to take to because you brought them into this world. They
Right.
didn't ask to be here.
Right.
So it's like if I had to decide, like if my mom needed her lights to stay on, if my kids needed food on the table, I'm most definitely choosing my kids.
Mm. Yeah. It,
People need to understand that.
yeah. Yeah. I think it's culture though. I think it's a part of black culture though. Single parent black culture or just black culture. For some kids, it's a part of the culture. Like mama, grandma, auntie. You know,
Yeah,
some dudes just as soon as they start making a little money, everybody tapping on their pocket. You
yeah.
know,
I witnessed that with my brother. He still lives with his mother, and it's most definitely like that.
yeah. Soon as he get a look, hey, I did it for you, and you like, damn. But for me, it's weird because when look at my child, I look at it like I don't ever want to be in a position where they feel like they gotta give me something I supposed to give to them. Like I want their life to be a little, not less hard, but more like they know that daddy gonna do whatever he can do if they need it, versus the other way
Yeah.
around. But I don't know. I guess some parents just don't think like that. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but I don't know. I don't know. But that is a thing though, and that's what I was talking about in the first part. I think a lot of young men that come from single parent households feel they try to play the savior role, and
Mm. Yeah.
they get easily manipulated because they saw their mom struggle but not realizing that maybe your mom made a lot of mistakes. Not saying like she a bad person, but
Mhm.
3, 4 different baby daddies, your mom was making some mistakes. And I don't know. It's a touchy subject, but I do think men that come from that tend to get like set up and for a simp role. Not saying that a man
Ooh,
can't raise
yeah.
another man's kids, but it just seemed like I don't know. It just be different. They just different to me.
I see that. Yeah, from my own experiences, you putting a good point out there that they do play a savior role.
Yeah, they want to save, and it's like more like for me, I was kind of balanced when it came to women because, and maybe that was just more self esteem too, though. But it was just like I ain't finna do too much. Like I wasn't made to pay your bills. Like just cause we date don't mean I gotta pay your cell phone bill. Um, I don't owe you shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? Like they would throw me off. They used to throw me off. Like what? Like, nah, I'm straight, man. I'll pay for the date. I'll pay for the food, but your bills ain't got shit to do with me.
But
Like
a lot of
that's
men are taking pride in that now. A lot of men
yeah.
are taking pride that I'm able to pay her bills. I'm able to take her out, get her toes done, get her hair done. People are standing on that.
Yeah, I think they lame. I mean, I get it if you got it, it ain't nothing to you, but to me that's lame. Like I look at you as a lame if you do that for a woman that you not even really involved with. like you just still trying to get her and you just doing it, you
Mhm.
leading with money. So she don't really, if she more into, I don't know. I just, it play out better when a woman just like spending time with you, not because you doing something for her. But I had to
Yeah.
train myself that because like women from where I was, I remember women telling my old girlfriends that he ain't putting no money in your pocket. He ain't doing. I was like, damn, I'm in fucking high school. The fuck? But like that's how they used to look at shit because we had a lot of dope boys in our neighborhood, and I was, I was trying to do a little something, but still, though, I'm like, I'm in high school. Like, I ain't even grown. You talking about some money and shit? I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. But I just never felt that though. I felt like that's lame. Like I'm signing up for some shit that I get the short end of the stick. And nah, I ain't with that. Not with that. But to each his own though. To each his own.
Yeah.
Any anything else you want to say before I let you go?
No, I'll just say like how I feel about single parents. I mean, to each their own. You're doing a great job. Don't ever let nobody tell you different. To any parent that's having to stand up and play two roles, I think it's hard to fill two pairs
Yeah.
of shoes. So I mean, congrats to everybody that's doing it. Keep doing it.
Mm, mm. I want to get you in the hot seat soon though. How you feeling
Oh,
about that?
wow.
How you feeling about that?
I wouldn't be against it.
Okay. Are you able to be in it? Like, are you single? Or are you like you pending or something?
Yeah, I'm single.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we gonna get you coming soon. Then be looking out for it. I'm gonna hit you up.
Okay.
All right. Oh, my thing falling. Give it up for Mary B. Mary B. One of my biggest supporters. One of my biggest supporter. One of our biggest supporters. She a part of the fam. She be doing good in the chat. She really love the conversations we be having. It's an honor for her to even, call in and be in the chat. Really all of y'all. Really all of y'all. Yeah. Um anybody else want to call in? Anybody else want to call in? I know y'all waiting for the spokesman. He keep the chat turned up. We also had the concerned citizen in the Walter Nelly had y'all talking. Hey, he called y'all out a little bit. He say what he said. He said stop leaving your baby daddy so fast. That's crazy. Oh, Walter, old Nelly be snapping, man. But the king say y'all having all this fun. All that fun lead to a lifetime child support and co-parenting. Yeah. Ain't no such thing as good trouble. Let the spokesman tell it. Yeah, that good trouble. Hey, get you some good bills and good child support. Some good come pick the kids up. It's stuff out here, man. It's stuff out here. Single parent households though. Single parent households. A lot of people say that's what's that's related to the crime rate. A lot of people say that. But I don't want to say it like that though, because I think there are a lot of good mothers and good single parent fathers that raise very productive kids and they do what they gotta do. And that's when your role as an uncle, you should step up. Step up as an uncle. Got a lot of football coaches that make impacts, or just coaches period that make impacts on kids' lives when the father's not there. It don't always gotta be a man all the way in the house, but just having some type of male influence or just letting them see a good man can help. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to the greatest podcast on Facebook. Is this the spokesman?
That's big.
Let's get it. Let's get it, man. Hey, man. If y'all want to talk to the spokesman though, after, because I feel like the spokesman finna say something to rattle y'all up a little bit. just to get you right. Just to get you right. Though he's just gonna get your mind right. We can do a group call if y'all need to say something to the spokesman. But what's up, man? How you feeling, man? How you living, man? What we got going on, man?
Man, I'm just looking at this pollen coming down on the car, on the
Yeah,
roads. I'm looking
yeah.
at the beautiful trees out in the world today. Everything is so lovely. God bless America. Thank you, Lord.
Let's go. Let's go. God bless America. What it do, man? How you feeling about this subject? I see in the chat they was talking about good trouble. They say just
Oh,
have a
well, well,
little
well.
fun. They say loosen up and have a little fun. But what does that lead to?
Fun. See, if it involves a woman now, okay, now I'm a man, okay, fun, especially at late at night, like we all know what that's going to lead to,
Mm,
and the woman know that for herself. She already know that, but it's up to the man to realize that, hey, no, we need to buckle down. No, I don't need to go that route with you tonight, and see will she still want to deal with you if you turn her down for sex. I
mm.
bet like 99% of the time she ain't gonna want to talk to you no more because she might be feeling it at that moment. But if
Man,
you turn that down, man, she gonna be like, oh man, I don't want to deal with him no more. Oh man, he lame.
I gotta put that. We gotta ask that to the chat, to the women in the chat. If you try to put the little booty rub on them, you throw the little hint that you want some, and he be like, nah, baby, I want you to be a good woman. I'm a good man. We not doing that. Are y'all gonna delete the number after the date? Is y'all feeling it? Cause,
Yeah,
cause
that's what I want to know.
I don't think they can handle getting turned down like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women got a complex. Like you turn them down, telling them you don't want to. They trying to give you something you don't want none. They gonna feel away. They gonna feel
Yeah,
away.
but at the same time, see, she should respect that from that man.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, the woman should see that okay, you saving yourself from a lot of trouble by saving yourself from sex,
mm,
from having sex too. Because
mm.
man, it's like I don't know, like I could be wrong, but please correct me. It's like is women so easily manipulated or something by a man? Like a man can tell them anything and they would just fall for it, like, oh
Oh
well,
shit.
okay, well, oh well, he loves me. Okay, well, it's okay. Well, I better well doggone I feel to get wet for him. I feel to have sex with him. But you don't know nothing about him.
They just know
But
he
you just
look
so
good. They just know he look good.
exactly, but they not looking at long term. You see what I'm saying? They
Mm,
not thinking about 30 or 40 some years later. They not thinking about okay, if I have sex with him and if we have a baby, then is he gonna be there like to provide, like have a stable income? What about life
mm.
insurance, health insurance, dental,
Can't
vision?
can't we just use a rubber though?
Man, yeah, but no, man. There's anything
Oh,
involving sex that you really don't know the person.
oh,
Say
look.
no to sex.
Oh. The concerned citizen says he has some concerns that he would like to review with the spokesman.
Yeah.
How you
Yeah, so I
feeling?
got people talking now.
How you feeling? He say he want to hop on a group call. He need to share his concerns with you.
Let's
He's
do that. Cause
concerned.
see, I like to talk. You see, I like to get people like involved to just let's discuss about these problems. Maybe we can help somebody.
Help somebody. Help somebody. Yeah, hey, let's do that. I'm finna put y'all on this group call. I'm gonna call y'all right back. And let me check out this 228 number real quick too.
Okay.
Okay. Now the concerned citizen, y'all gonna start hearing a lot more from him, but he do have a lot of concerns. He's a very concerned person. That's why we call him the concerned citizen. Uh, let's see. Let's see what we got. Uh, Yo, we gotta get We gotta set that up. We gotta set that up. 228, where you at? You can call back while we set this up. Yo, 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 welcome to the greatest podcast on Facebook. Who we got calling in?
Miss E, it's Chicago.
E Cuzzo, what up? What
What up,
up?
man?
You tapped in with the subject tonight?
Yo.
Ah man, speak on it. Speak on it. Let me know what you got for us.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. That single parent household, that shit, man, that shit be toxic. It be, I don't know, 'cause you only get one side of the parent.
Mm.
You only get one side of the parent, and especially you raised by your mama. Man, when it comes to that man stuff, bro, you gotta stand all ten toes and do it by yourself. 'Cause
Mm.
she don't know about no man. But I don't think I don't think I can say about it from a woman point of view. You get put up on game about women, you know, but they
Mm.
don't. But it's just like you got to figure everything out on your own. Especially that's the only parent that you knew since day one. You got to figure everything about your own. Then, like on my dad's side of the family, they very family. You know what I'm saying? Family all get together. But my dad kind of stayed to himself, kind of be in his own world. But I just say, man, really, man, 'cause I always wanted to be in a two parents household.
Okay. So you used to wonder, you used to feel like you was missing out.
Man, for real talk, for real.
Mm.
Man, it just ain't feel right. I ain't had no bad childhood, nothing. But it just, I don't know, it just feel like, it's supposed to be another parent. But, I don't hate my dad, you know what I'm saying? I love my dad, but it just feel different.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just feel different.
I
I
can
don't
see
know.
how that feel. I mean, I I guess it's like I don't know, man. I guess it is tough though because it's like even if I ain't get along with my dad, I feel like he could understand my aggression better when I felt aggressive. Versus my mom would be like telling me some shit I ain't want to hear. But it's like he
Yeah, that's what
understood
I'm
when I wanted to
saying.
be
Yeah.
aggressive with something.
Yeah. And it was crazy. The older I got, you start to see stuff of what, what I'm saying, what it is, and you kind of start figuring out the puzzle. You start putting pieces together and stuff like that. That's how you be wondering why my mom act like this. You be wondering why my dad act like this.
Mm,
So it just be like
yeah.
that. But I don't know, man. I just feel like, man, everybody just really, man, stick together. That, man, it caused too much trauma for them kids. I'm trying to tell you,
That's real
it just
talk.
caused too much trauma, man. Mm-mm.
But okay. Anything else you want to say before I let you go?
No, that's it.
That's it, bro. But you are currently raising a two parent. You are currently upholding a two parent household, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to keep it that way.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. It's funny how you can be raised in something and then you try to do better with your children, but sometimes it work out, sometimes it don't, man. It's
Yeah,
all a part
sometimes
of
it don't.
life.
Yeah, and I feel like if you do break up with your partner and stuff like that, I always have respect for them. Don't never down them. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Don't never talk bad about about your spouse or whatever, who girlfriend, boyfriend, right in front of the kids. So, because at one point in time, you did have love for them. So,
no,
you know,
that's facts. That's facts, man. Look, keep locking in with me, cuzzo. It's
all
this
right.
Elijah, not Elijah. You feel me?
Oh
But
yeah, then the other thing too, I ain't mean to cut you off,
nah, you
fam.
good. You good.
Man, other thing too, the last time my brother was on this thing too, and about that whole car situation about the homeless girl. But that's the other thing. I talk about that with you in private.
Okay,
But
okay. We'll talk
but
about that.
yeah, but cause some of the stuff everybody was on them, and I was just like, man, that love make you do crazy. It make you do crazy. You know what I'm saying? Crazy things. And sometimes people don't be realizing it because your trauma, your trauma might lead to other person who got trauma. and he just be wild.
Mm.
But that's all I gotta say though, cuz.
Bet. Man, keep calling in, bro. Keep staying locked in, man. Love you, cuz. Oh.
All right, love you too.
All right. Okay, we finna get the spokesman and the concerned citizen on this phone, man. I'm trying to figure it out, man. It's it's acting a little suspicious. I might have to send y'all a link. Are y'all down to do the link? You don't have to join with the video. I'm gonna use it for audio, but I'm gonna have to send y'all a link. Cause for some reason the concerned citizen is not popping up in my WhatsApp for some reason. Okay, there you go. I think he in. You in here? Concerned citizen?
Yeah, yeah,
Said a
yeah.
couple.
I mean, yeah, I'm just concerned. I mean, we need to get an understanding.
Can y'all hear me?
Now we can. Now we can.
There you
Turn
go.
up live and in living color on a Thursday night.
On a Thursday night.
Let's
Yeah, turn
go.
up just like me, baby. That's it.
Let's go.
Let's go. So I'ma let y'all take the flow, man. Concerned citizen said he had some concerns. We here to listen to your concerns.
Appreciate it. So let's talk about it. Um, spokesman, I hear you. Like, I hear you. We don't need to be populating irresponsibly. I get where you're coming from. Um, my problem is I need to be able to have some fun. Let's just call it what it is. I need to be able to wake up one day, hey, go to the bar, hey, maybe sip a couple drinks and have some safe fun. Whether that be sex, I mean, hey, it don't have to be, but if it do be, why do I gotta be called irresponsible for doing that? That's a concern of mine.
Okay. So, uh, good evening, by the way, Mr. Nelly. Pleasure to
Good
have you on
evening.
here.
Appreciate it.
All right. So, ain't nothing wrong with your type of fun, but where I'm getting at is okay, whoever the woman is that you're dealing with, okay, if she's not with it by if it resorts to sex, then she should know that to say, no, I'm not comfortable with that.
Yes, we ain't
But
gonna
y'all
rape
can still
nobody.
have, go ahead. Go ahead. What?
Right. No, I was just saying we ain't gonna rape nobody. No, we ain't gonna we getting consent for sure.
Hmm.
To be clear, you know what I'm saying? We do everything with consent. That's what I was saying. I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. So, okay. So if you and the woman consent to have sex, but all of a sudden, what if the condom breaks and if
Oh,
she became pregnant and if you two not getting along a couple of months down the line?
a
So
decision would
then
have
what?
to be made.
So
Um,
see that's what I was talking about. See, that's how that cycle continues on because of that fun part. But what about long term goals? What about parenting? What about who's going to be paying for the diapers, daycare? Who's going to be paying bills? Where's the suitable household? What about things like that? See, we not looking at none of that part. We just worrying about the fun and the sex. If we can just rule that out, then maybe things will work out for the better. You think?
okay. Um, can I tell you some spokesman? So I like to think of anything, too much of anything is a bad thing. You dig where I'm coming from? So what you say is it got to be all or nothing for you. Like you either celibacy one on one or you out here thotting and bopping. I like to be somewhere in the middle. You dig where I'm coming from? I like
Mm.
to operate in a balance because I'm with you. If I'm out here thotting and bopping, I'm out here misappropriation population, and that just ain't good for nobody. However, what if I'm on the flip side of that and I'm only having sex with, let's say, nobody because I'm not opening myself up to anything because I can't find the one for what I'm thinking. Who is that person I'm looking for? It got to be somewhere in the middle where I compromise, have a little fun, and look, like you say, if the condom break, that's one thing. Another thing is such thing as birth control. Hello.
Yeah. We do got birth control, plan B's, all that.
So why does everything fun related gotta resort to sex?
Mm.
I hear you. It don't have to. It don't have to. It does not have to. I'm with you there. However, comma, I think it's some space to allow it if it's there. It don't have to though. Tell me the types of fun that you think two people should be engaging in if they dating in outside of sex.
Okay, bowling, skating, Dave and Buster's, arcade. Um, let's see, play tennis, golf, ping pong, basketball, things like that.
Really, really fun. Really, really fun hobbies and things to enjoy with your partner and your significant other, your wife, husband, spouse. That's really, really good. Um, you gonna go home at night. Let me tell you something. You might not do it that night. You might not do it the next night. Um, but let's just say sometimes, you gotta, when you buy a new car, you kind of want to take it out for a test drive. You dig where I'm coming from?
Hmm.
Sometimes you gotta take it out for a test drive just to see. And that's with both
Mm.
areas.
Mm.
I didn't see women tell me, "Look, I gotta take it out for a test drive. I can't just that's why these women who meet on these reality shows like them when they meet for the first time, like Love is Blind, they
Hmm.
be fucking, they might not end up getting married, but they fuck to see, like, is there a sexual chemistry there? I just think that piece is important and can't be denied.
Okay, good point. So if the result is bad of by test driving of having sex is what you're talking about, right? Okay. So if all of a sudden the person have a baby, then don't be mad at the results of what comes with it.
Correct. 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 I can't be mad. I can't be mad. Let's just try to make it work, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let's just try to make it work. Don't give up on me. That's all I was saying earlier. Just don't give up
Mm.
on me though. Just like look, if it is we throw into a situation like it's something like, damn, give me a shot because I'm gonna fuck up. Don't get it twisted because at the end of the day, I'm gonna fuck up. But you probably gonna fuck up too. And so we gotta have some sacrifice. I ain't saying like I saw earlier in the chat, we ain't staying with nobody just because of a child. That's what we not gonna do. That's what we
Mm.
not gonna do. But we can't walk out on the first sign of disrespect either.
Mm.
See, there's a better way of getting to know someone than to have sex. People don't have
Correct.
to have sex to be in a committed relationship with one another.
So you feel like you can love someone without having sex with them?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm
Mm.
saying.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
It is possible. Because that's the
Mm.
thing. That's why this baby mama stuff, this child support stuff keep going on after generations because we so quick to
Mm.
jump the gun of having sex without really knowing this person.
Okay. Okay.
And when
And
Yeah.
baby comes out, then that's when the trouble start coming. That's when the test really comes out of okay, that's when all the responsibility comes into play then. That
mm.
the two people wasn't really concerned about.
Okay. The only way, the only way I can absolutely rule out what you talking about is being celibate. I just got to be celibate. Because what you're saying is, if it come, be ready. Like if it come, but I mean, shit, if it happens, shit. If I walk outside and trip, fall, break my leg. I mean, damn, shit, broke my leg. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta take a chance in life and live on a little bit of the edge. Not too much, but just have a little fun though. It's other ways to have fun. We ain't gotta fuck. I'm with you there. It ain't always about sex. I don't want to.
But is she really gon' I feel like when you okay. I feel like once you stroke her right though, that's when she really just lock in with you.
Okay, yes.
I feel like
Okay,
that's when
yes,
she
it's another
really just
level
lock in
unlocked.
with you.
Yes.
Like if you don't, I mean, it's a lot of people in the chat hyping you up right now, spokesman. You doing it. You know what I'm saying? You are the spokesman of the chat. Let me hit the air horn. Let me.
Right, let it
That's
out.
you. But they cap though because none of them
They
have
cap.
locked in without sex. I don't
Come
believe
on.
them. I don't
Come
believe
on.
them. They
Come on.
haven't locked in without the D.
Let's talk about
Mm-mm.
it. They done took all them
Okay.
cars out for a test drive.
Yeah, they want to know. Cause yeah, they be wanting to know what's up with
But
it.
it sounds good, spokesman. I think it's something that we aspire, but perfection is not realistic. That's all I'm saying. Shit. You might wanna throw that thing out one time and just test it out, and then toss it in the back and say it ain't good for me.
Okay. So I get what you all saying, but at the same time, see, if a woman is so pressured into having sex so bad with the man,
Nope.
then and if the man is not comfortable, is not ready, then you guys should just split apart. Then if you guys can't come to an agreement and come to a realization right
Mm,
then and there and communicate and talk about saving yourselves, then y'all should split apart because y'all don't want to make that mistake by having a child somehow. If that comes into play,
mm.
Yeah.
that
So
would save you all the trouble right there. So if a
just
lot of people thought that way, it just seemed
yeah.
like that would cut down on some of the child support stuff that all
So
these broken homes, I think.
so you saying if Sierra Sierra that's married to Russell Williams. Not let's not take a married. Let's take
Was
a single woman. Let's
a second
say
one.
let's say Meg the Stallion just got naked in front of you. You just gonna be like, no, baby, you're going the wrong way. You gonna talk to her and like leave.
Okay, now this is just me. What I would
Okay.
do,
Okay.
I would say no, because I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
why.
Shout out.
Because
Shout
of
you out.
because of because
You better go into me.
I'm looking at the type of person she is and what she wants.
Okay.
She's not looking out for my best interest or what I have to say. It just seems like she's not respecting my authority on what she's coming at me about. So if she had love and respect for me, she would respect our decision and just wait.
Okay.
Because I look at everything. It ain't
Wait.
just sex about me.
What
I
it?
look at okay, how you
Okay.
conduct yourself, how you
Okay.
present yourself to the world, how you communicate. Can we talk things out peacefully instead of arguing back and forth?
Yeah.
What about if you need help like cooking or something? Like what if you need help
What does
like
she
fixing
want?
something?
What does she want to be the breakfast? What does she want to be dinner? What does she want to be the dessert? Like, what does she like? So you saying you only are going to have sex with a woman? You know what? I'm not the concerned citizen though, but I gotta ask this.
Hey, it's
Yeah,
some good concerns
I'm
going
cause
on though.
yeah,
It's some concerns. It's because I'm saying it's definitely, I mean, damn, shit sound good. That's all I can say to you, spokesman.
Yeah,
Shit
yeah.
sound amazing. Shit sound like some a painting that Bob Ross painted. But all I'm saying is at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, you
Right.
know, everybody in this chat, maybe outside of the spokesman in a sense. I think in their relationships, sex has been important, an important factor on if they stayed or not. We done already talked about size and length and girth and width on the podcast. So we saw
Mhm.
right there that look, that shit matter to a lot of y'all. And we just calling it real.
yeah. You come out there shrimp, you on shrimp biscuit, it's gonna be crazy. Well, I guess she can
Okay.
see that before though.
But I don't want to pressure. I'm with ain't no pressure. We both got to be ready. But if Meg the Stallion drop her drawers and she naked and she in front of you and say, "I just really want a one night thing. I just want something. Just for fun. If you're open to it." And let's say she got all her papers and everything, because I know you worried about it, spokesman. So that's important. She got her papers. She clean. Clean bill of health. You got your protection. I mean, and she say she wants some fun, you saying she not looking out for your best interest in that case, because she like, well, I just want to give you some fun, but you like, I ain't on that.
And you know why I say that? Because look at what she's presenting.
that tells me right there that
Okay,
hey,
damn. Okay,
no,
you picked the
that's
wrong
not it.
type of woman then, rebuttal. Maybe a wrong. Okay, okay. Oh, so if she presents in a more high classy manner, then you
Oh,
might
you'll
do it.
go ahead and do it.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. So it don't matter how she present outside. Then
You just gotta be
if she
married first.
See, it don't matter how fine or beautiful a woman may be. None
Yeah.
of
uh-huh.
that matters.
Okay,
It's all about compatibility. Like
yes, but
outside of
you ain't gonna
sex,
be able to
there's
tell that in a
go
one
ahead.
on one night. That's all I'm saying. Because just a one night, you ain't gonna be able to tell all that. You ain't gonna be able to see
Right,
that if she in front of you for one night and
right,
offer you,
you're right.
So
See, that's what I'm saying. Like when you first meet a woman, I mean,
mhm,
it takes time to get to know this person.
correct.
You're not gonna know everything at one day, at first date. You're not gonna know everything about this individual. So it's like, so if you're so quick to have sex, you really don't know what you're getting yourself involved in. But only thing you're thinking about is your fun.
Mm.
Mm, yeah, that flesh, trying to please my flesh, but not night one, no
Now the
spokesman.
problem is with this too. Okay, now everybody gonna be people. Everybody gonna do what they want to do. Okay, that's everybody else. But all I'm saying is, whatever women be having sex with these type of dudes, and it ain't working out. You're worried about child support. I mean, you in a broken home. Don't be complaining about that because you signed up
Mm.
for that. That's
So
all I'm
there you
saying.
go.
Because
So
I
there
don't
you
want to
go.
be
So
hearing none of that.
we
Because it's
got
like you signed up for that.
we got some concerns in the chat.
Let's go.
They wanna know. They wanna know. They got some questions for you. The spokesman. Uh, one person wants to know: are you saving yourself for marriage?
Uh, it yes, but it's not. It's not just about marriage too.
Okay.
This time, the second go around, I'm putting everything in God's hands. This time, I'm going to make sure that this is right.
Okay. And then somebody else wants to know: have you ever had a one night stand or had a friends with benefits before?
Yes, I have. Now, that's what I say on your
Okay, wait.
podcast before that. Go
Okay.
ahead.
No, no, okay. I know. I was just listening. My bad. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you had a one night stand before. Because then, if you had a one night stand before, I'm confused. But go ahead.
He got
Okay.
another
Okay,
concern.
so here we go. I better break it down. Okay, so based on that, we all have a past that we're not proud of. So
Okay.
now, by me looking back of what I've done, I wish that I would have never did it because
Mm,
for what I knew back, for what I didn't know back then, for what I know now, that would have saved me a whole bunch of trouble that I shouldn't have never got involved in if I would have known better.
Oh,
right. Right. But okay, so you said that you said the second time around you're gonna be more careful. So you saving yourself in a sense. So you done been with multiple because I thought you said on the last podcast you had just been with your ex-wife.
Yes.
Okay,
as
okay.
far as as far as being in a serious committed relationship and
Okay,
marriage
but not
wise,
sex. But not just sex.
yes.
oh, you've had
Okay,
sex
I'm
with more
following.
than one person.
Okay.
This was less than 15,
Oh,
15 and below. Y'all remember that?
damn! You did say that. You said you had what? I
Oh,
forgot about
what spoken was
that.
I?
I forgot about that.
Okay, so you have learned from your mistakes, spokesman.
So, so,
It,
so, Miss Dubo said, so you should have some understanding of where he's coming from, though. It's not just white and black.
of course, that's what I was saying. Like, see, I totally understand what y'all coming from. I totally
Okay,
get it.
okay.
Okay.
I have no problem with that. But it's just that for what I know now, hey, I'm moving differently.
Respect.
Mm,
And especially, I don't have any kids yet at the age of 35. I'm being more wiser of how the generations is unfolding when it comes to women, of what they really truly want from a man.
Okay.
mm.
Yes.
And you got to think, today, more women is gunning for money, power, respect, And when it comes to a man, it's like, hey, you gotta have 100,000 and above salary now. You gotta be
Mm.
making a whole lot of money. But it's like it's not about that. You're missing the point. It's all about
Mm.
the fun. No, you're missing the
That's
point.
that's why you gotta give her the D so she start thinking about the money. Like
No, it's
Bow, bow, bow,
that's how you
no, it's not
finesse.
about that
No,
bow,
though,
I'm just
bow,
messing
bow,
bro.
with you. I'm
bow.
just messing with you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just
Because if a
playing.
woman, if that's all a woman want is the sex, then that should tell the man right there that, hey, man, you ain't looking out for my best interest. You just want
Right.
sex. You don't know
That
So
what you
nothing
think?
about me.
so where is
Okay.
the pleasure at in your life? Like if you
Yeah.
not if you not, like how do you like my wife fine. So when I'm married so I could do that. But like how do you like when you see something that you like in Walmart, it's just like it don't pull you no more. Like that take a lot
I
of
mean,
self-discipline.
us men are gonna always have natural affection towards women. Like, I mean, that's just in our DNA. We men's, we gonna always see women that are what we like.
Mm.
And you can always talk to a woman. I'm not saying that us men's can't. It's just that when it comes to sex, all I'm saying is hold off on that. Get to know this person fully before you indulge in that. And preferably,
Yes.
it would be best to wait till you get married. That
Ooh.
is the goal.
It's gonna dry up. You got Miss Dubos
Ooh.
in the chat. Miss Dubos in the chat say it's been 2 years for her. Y'all gonna dry up.
Yeah, it
Y'all
can't
gonna
dry
dry
up.
up.
Look,
Y'all,
man,
if
I'm
you
telling you,
don't
look,
use
I'll
it, you
tell
lose it.
man,
It's gonna dry up.
I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I don't care. Like, if any woman saving herself and don't want to have sex until she get married, man, I respect that woman. I respect her for that.
Even if
You got
she
my respect. Kudos to
okay,
you. Because I'm
okay.
gonna tell you why. Because if any man try to force you to have sex, you have the right to say no.
Correct.
And if he's trying to press you
Absolutely.
into having sex, then you should walk away from it right then and there. You say, okay, I'm done. I'm out. Because I can see that only thing you want is the fun, and that's the sex. You don't care nothing about me. You don't really love me for me. You just want me for what I can offer you, and that's sex. A woman
Mm.
should be able to tell herself that right then and there and just
You
say, no, I'm
you
done.
you not happy if a woman just wants you for sex?
No, it's just no.
You feel used? You be feeling used?
No, it gets more deeper than just sex. I'm just,
Mm.
I'm looking at, okay, what can a woman offer me
Stop getting so
more than
deep.
sex?
Wait, don't go too far. Wait, hold on, wait, whoa. Now you see how you
Okay.
say I gotta go. Wait, because everybody ain't want that. You know what I'm saying? She
Well,
ain't look, and maybe that night, spokesman, you have had a wrong night. You ain't looking to go too deep. You like, man, maybe let's just have one night of good fun. Why is it every person you come in contact with from this point forward in your life? It's gonna be for you. You gotta look deeper and deeper to it because I understand dating to marry, but it sounds like you like shit. I ain't meeting nobody unless it's you know what I'm saying.
oh, I thought you was going to say something else. I'm sorry.
Oh you spokesman.
Oh
No, it
shit.
just, it just everything of what I'm hearing is resorting about sex. It just seems like that's what it's coming to. And what I'm saying, and when I'm getting with the women about it, it don't have to always lead up to sex. If you
Correct.
want a really good guy, I mean, save yourself from marriage. Save yourself and see how long he's gonna stick around. If you truly want to know if he truly loves you or not.
Mm.
Mm,
I
mm.
I think I think I think though, like I love you, but if you try to make me wait the marriage, fuck it. I can't do it. It's not me. It's not meant for me.
Mm-mm.
So what's wrong with that then? What's wrong with that though, Rebecca? If a woman want to wait, ain't nothing wrong with that.
If she not a virgin, I ain't trying to hit that shit. I'm gonna just be real with you, bro.
Yeah,
If she
yeah.
ain't a virgin, like
Ain't no point.
it ain't no point. To me though, that's just to me. Like I'm not saying that you shouldn't respect it. I'm just not on that. Like I wouldn't be on cause to me, bro, so damn, this sound fucked up. But I'm the rebuttal. This the greatest podcast on Facebook. I'm gonna say this
Greatest
shit.
spot.
Hit the goddamn.
And I'm the
Let's
spokesman.
go.
If a
Let's
girl hit
go.
me with this, I'm celibacy, bro. I'ma feel like she just fighting demons. I'ma feel like she done fought a lot of demons in her day.
Mm.
And yeah, I'ma let her have it, bro. I'ma just like, you know what? Cause it's like I get it. I get saving yourself for a committed relationship, but just saving yourself for marriage, that I that's a lot for me. That's a lot to invest in for me. For me.
Okay, but what I'm saying too, the rebuttal is okay. Now this is now I'm speaking in terms of before you done got married now.
Okay.
Before,
Before I
okay.
got married.
Even though you married now, okay. But that's what I'm saying. Like, see, we was talking about this before. Like,
Yeah,
see,
we
you have
was.
met, let's say you have came across a good woman though,
Yeah.
but just wasn't down with the sex part.
Well,
But would do anything for you though.
yeah.
I mean, that love you like thick and thin, that would cook for you,
Yeah.
that would I mean that would pay your phone bill when you need it.
Oh,
I mean, they have everything else, but it's just that sex is what you looking for. But then just because of that, she's like, okay, all right, then I'm done. Then all right, I don't want to deal with you anymore because it's like only thing you seeking is sex.
Damn. I mean,
How would you feel about that?
if she the one, bro, she if she the one, I feel like she gon' it's possible. It's possible. But can she resist me for real? Cause she gonna have to really show me she celibate. Cause I'm
Okay, my
goddamn,
point is that.
I'm finna goddamn. Am I staying the night? She gonna wake up with my head under the cover. Like she gonna have to show me.
So,
She gonna
what I want to know. So everybody keeps saying, okay, the perfect man or the perfect woman. Define that to me. Like, what is the definition of the perfect woman or the perfect man?
oh,
Somebody
okay.
explain that to me.
Okay, so that's what I
we
was
need
trying
a
to see.
woman in here. We need somebody in the chat to take
Right.
the link, bro. Anybody in the chat want the link? Holla, drop something in the chat if you want the link. Cause
Let's go.
unless y'all want to type it, but I want to hear a woman voice. I feel like we need to balance it out. But yeah,
Because I never heard of it. I never heard of a perfect man or a perfect woman. The only perfect man was Jesus Christ.
But you
mm,
say that you don't want a woman if she got kids. So, I
Mm,
mean, you're looking for the perfect woman because a lot of women got kids.
no. See, back then on the
Because you said
podcast
everything else could be
before,
good, and if she don't got kids, you say you don't want her. Remember that?
yeah, you did say that. You did say that. You ain't dating no woman
uh-uh.
with kids.
No, no. But see, before on the podcast before, see, I said like, you see, I would prefer not to deal with
Oh,
someone with kids. That's a 50-50
Mm,
chance.
mm,
okay.
That's
Okay,
a 50-50
50-50.
shot because, like I
Okay.
said, see, everybody have a past that we're not proud of, right? So if a
Well,
woman who had a
she might
child,
be proud of her
now what if,
kids.
go ahead, what you say?
She might be proud of her kids, spokesman.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not bashing women. I mean, just because they have kids,
Yeah.
because a woman could have got raped or the man could have died somehow. So,
yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
can't fault a woman for
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
So that's why I say, see, that's a 50-50 shot with me.
You know. So are you? We ain't got to, but we do got single women in the chat, spokesman. You
Let's
know,
go.
and but I respect it though. I respect your, cause I feel like you can see a woman clearly, cause she can't use sex as a weapon towards you.
Hmm.
Like she can't
Because,
use
brother,
sex as a weapon.
because that's how it is nowadays. More women are more out to have that fun, but they ain't looking at the long term like the way I look at it. Like it's more than life than just sex. And I see that. I know all about that. If a woman can't offer me nothing but sex, man, you ain't no value to me.
But I'm
Cause really, and the reason why
damn.
I say that because really, a man can jack off, nut, and go on about his business. That's it.
It ain't the same though. It ain't the
Yeah, ain't
same.
good for me.
Yeah, I know it ain't the same, but really, I mean, that's what I can do if I want to get something off. That's all I can do, just
So
that quick.
so you still a participating in masturbation. I mean, not saying no. I ain't
No, man.
saying that you do it right now. I'm saying you will still participate in masturbation.
Nah, man. I'm trying to. trying to stray away from that, man. No, no.
Are you okay with your woman then? Is it okay if she do it? She got her big long some dildo in that thing going to town. Is it okay if she do that?
No, no, man. I mean, so if the
Supposed to say
so if the
nah.
woman,
If I ain't doing
so
it,
so
she
I'm
ain't
like,
doing
look, because a woman gonna always do whatever makes her happen. So I can, I'm not gonna fault her for that.
it. Okay.
If that's what she want to do, if she have these little play toys around that I don't know about it, okay, that's on her. That's fine.
He, he like, yo,
But
want to
long as
know
we can
about him?
still
Okay.
communicate and things going well the right way, the way I'm assuming, then okay, I'm okay.
Yes.
Because we
Well,
all not
so.
perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect.
Okay.
hmm Real.
And I'm the spokesman. I'm the spokesman for a reason. I'm the spokesman.
Let's go.
Hello.
Let's go.
He said, hello. Hello, I'm here too. I'm
So
here.
so Mary B wants to know what's the perfect woman for you. How would you define the perfect woman?
There is no perfect woman.
Oh.
Well, I mean, what I can say what's close to that is if we can communicate about anything, I don't care what type of problems we come up with. Like long as we can talk about it peacefully, man, instead of just trying to fight it out or just throwing in the towel so quick. Like that's all I ask. Because they're gonna be tests and trials all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we may get into a fist fight. I'm not gonna leave you because of that.
Damn.
Mm, this fight's crazy.
Damn.
Because I'm not the one, because I'm not that type of man that just gonna call the police just because we get into a fist fight. I'm not that type of dude.
No,
So
wait.
what I'm
Hold
like,
on. This
what
go
I'm
all
like,
the.
dude,
Wait,
we get
hold
into a
on.
fight,
Rewind.
we just gonna cool off and we just gonna talk about it. See, that's what I'm gonna be about.
Wait. Whoa. I'm confused now. Okay, no,
Come
I
on,
didn't think
talk
I'd
to me
hear that
now.
come out of everything you
Oh
done said
shit.
so far. Wait, so you saying we can beat on each other? Long as
See,
she don't
that's
call
real
the
love
police,
right
I ain't
there.
gonna call the police.
What
No,
the
because you gotta think, because now everybody running to the police with their problems instead of
Oh,
just talking.
oh, oh, I'm confused now.
He said,
I'm
No, come
don't
on now, talk to
call,
me now.
don't
supposed
put
to
the
be
people
the
in my
big
business.
sucker.
Hey, hey, a
Hold on,
kid
what Mary say?
spokesman.
I ain't throwing no hands, throwing what hands?
You said if we hitting on each other, we get into a fist fight. We can just talk about it. Don't call the police. Let's just talk about it.
That's
Spokesman.
it.
Are you out here?
Exactly.
You choking?
So
Are
if
you
you
out here
punch her in her
choking?
face and she call the
Oh
police, you
shit.
upset.
No, but why call the police for? Because you gotta think. You gotta think. If you calling them folks, think about it. If you calling them folks, right?
Yo,
You damage
I know the chat
you
gotta be
damaging your
going
own job.
crazy.
You got to pay out more money. You got to pay out all these fees that you can just cool off, go to a separate room, and then eventually once y'all,
Wow.
why everybody got to make that phone call for?
Man, I'm crying.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
crying.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
You got to
Wow.
think about that now. You got to think when problems start happening, why everybody calling 911 for to fight your battles?
I don't know. Because if a woman going against you, she probably gonna lose, right?
No, man. I'm not gonna punch her in the face or nothing like that. No,
You gonna
You,
hit
I'm
it?
not
well,
gonna.
you
You
go.
gonna
I'm
hit in
not
the
gonna ever
arm?
try to. I'm
You
not gonna
He
ever try to resort
he
to
gonna hit
that
it in the
point.
thigh.
gonna give an Indian burn?
No, 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 no. See,
Oh
I'm not gonna
shit.
ever try to resort to that point that it gets physical. But if it does, I'm not gonna be the one that call the police
Okay.
Okay.
So you gonna
All
work
right.
because
that
I don't
out though.
believe in
No matter
because I
how
don't
far
believe
we
in
go, don't
calling.
call the police.
Man, you don't have to call them all the time when things are going bad.
Mm,
That's your child support, right there. That's
yeah.
your child support.
I just hope and pray, man, that whoever one day, if I have a child by somebody, that it be right, that it don't become into a disaster.
Mm,
You man,
But
boy,
I
you
can't
caught
predict
me
the
so
future.
off
But
guard.
that's what I
yeah.
hope,
That
man.
You caught me off guard with
You
that,
called me
spokesman.
so off
That
guard.
last statement didn't go with nothing you had said, everything before.
Yeah.
That went against all of your principles and morals, so that threw me off
so
guard. But
so
it's okay.
are you quicker to slap a bit before you poke her? Like it's crazy. That's
No,
insane.
no, nothing like that. No, no. I'm just seeing all this stuff, what's happening in reality.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying that like it's all out there. People resorting all their problems to these guys, which you really should be talking to each other
Mm,
Mm.
to solve your problems. Now you
yeah.
dishing out more money for nothing that you really didn't have to. That's something that could have been talked over.
So we know how they
Mm.
go. So we know you believe in therapy.
Yes,
Okay, so maybe they can go to a therapist. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to get into the fist fight. They can go to a therapist. Shout out.
yes, there you
Man.
go.
Man, what, bro? I gotta reset my mind real quick. Okay,
Yeah.
fuck, I
Yeah, man,
lost my
reset it.
fucking
Reset it
mind
real
just
quick.
there. So
Oh my God.
okay, but okay, he's saying like he wrote. Okay, I get what you're saying though. Like, just like if we had like we can handle everything, we don't gotta involve the police because that
Right.
causes way more problems than just us working it out. Like it get a lot of unnecessary things going on.
Ooh.
Yeah,
People can lose their job, can lose their way to earn income, get charges put on them that really ain't gotta be there. Um, yeah.
exactly.
So you
See,
need a
What about the
strong woman though.
downsides of that?
You
The
need a
downsides of that though, somebody who gonna lie on you, somebody who gonna you ain't got the police there, find no report. She can say XYZ. Me,
mm,
he beat me up, and you
right,
really the one with all the scars. So I mean,
right,
I don't know. I'm worried about documentation. But what if we got a kid and then it don't end up working out? We split up. You gonna say who they more likely to believe? I don't know. I need some documentation, spokesman. I need to protect me.
right, right. See, that's why it's always getting to know someone, right? Instead of jumping and having sex.
all right.
Yes.
Do you get attached easily?
For me, no.
Okay. Like, do you think sex would make you become attached easily though?
I think it does. I think it plays a big part of it.
Like, do you think that's why you so picky with who you have sex with is because you may also get attached when you start having sex with somebody?
Yeah, because due to experience, I got attached real quick by doing that, and I was
Mm,
getting hurt
there
because
we
it
go.
didn't work out, and I was thankful that this woman didn't end up pregnant, or else I would have ended up in the same situation too, paying child support, maybe,
Okay.
because
Okay.
I really didn't know who I was getting involved with.
So so that's where it's at then. That's where it's at. It's like you know yourself. So it's like you rather not you if you we gonna have sex, we need to be very, very serious. Because you don't take giving your body out lightly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I take that serious now, because that's why I think that's what's wrong with the population now, man. We just need to hold off on the sex part. If we can just
Yeah,
hold off on that, then we probably can get somewhere.
yeah, yeah. Man, man, you made me. I've never laughed that
What a
hard in my
time.
life, man.
What
See,
a
like you say,
time.
hey, this is the greatest
Man,
podcast on Facebook, right?
this the
Put the kids to
greatest.
bed,
We
right?
got
Yes, yes,
man, we
yes.
got the greatest chat. We got the concerned citizen and the spokesman, man.
And never forget,
Uh,
I'm the spokesman. I'm the spokesman for the people.
It's for the
for the
people,
people.
man.
I
For
tell
the
it like it is,
people.
and I'm gonna do it the right way.
The right way.
Straight like that.
And don't
Straight
call the
like that.
people on you, man. Don't call the people on the spokesman.
Yeah. Yeah, do not. I'm looking out the window. I got my phone in my hand. I'm calling 911, spokesman. I'm calling 911. These young niggas out here with switches. I'm 911. And I'm talking.
hmm But that's how it is, and that's a shame, man. Like I just think the communication part is the number one factor that
mm,
just about everyone is missing.
It
Instead of
is.
that, people resort to the police part, and
Or they pulling out their
you really
guns.
right,
They pulling out their guns.
you're really messing up your own life. You're messing up situations that can be resolved just by that one thing. What I was resorting to, and that's talking to each other, love each other, work things out.
Mary B has some questions for the concerned citizen.
Let's go. Let's go, Mary B.
She says she wants to know. She want to hear about one of your fun nights. She wants a story about one of
Oh
your
yeah.
fun nights.
Oh yeah. One of my fun nights. Let me take you back. Let me take you back to when, hey, let me tell you something. COVID 2020. Let me tell you something. COVID 2020. It was about them early days. You know what I'm saying? I went to Memphis. It's a little spot called Candyland. You dig where I'm coming from? Hey, it's Candyland. Let me tell you something. And look, it lets you know how it is. It's just like as soon as I pulled up, I see a woman walking in scrubs. I say, oh, what's she doing? She walk in. I see her right on the pole. As soon as I get in, I say, oh, snap. Let me tell you something. I go to the dude. I say, how much for a private dance? He say, $10. So this is smack damn COVID. They got the mask on. The mask got the glitter. They throwing the ass. They shaking the titties. It's up. It's up in this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I took a chance, spokesman, and I dipped my toe in that water, spokesman. I ain't gonna lie, Mary B. I dipped my toe in that water. It was COVID. I dipped my toe in it. It was a fun night. We was stressed. We was all inside. It was Candyland, and look, I wanted some candy. I wanted the Snickers, the Twix, the Skittles, the almond joy. I need it all. So I did my toe in the pond that night. And let me tell you something, spokesman. We live with no regrets. We live to see another day, baby. And let me tell you something. As
Mhm.
far as I know, ain't no little one running around with last name Nelly.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Would you go to a strip club, the spokesman?
No, I've been
Come
one
on,
time and I
spokesman.
hated it.
Oh, you
Ah,
ain't like it.
I
What
hated it.
you don't like? What you ain't like about it?
Man, oh my God. What I didn't like about it is women were naked in there. And not only that, see, they was trying to dance up on me and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Like this is totally I felt disgusted by being in there.
that is
And,
hilarious.
and the only reason why I went was because one of my family members had took me there to show me a good time. But he didn't tell me where we was going.
Oh, so it was a surprise.
Oh, so yeah, you would you have gone if you would have known where you was going?
No, and he knew that.
Okay.
No.
Okay, yeah. He surprised you with it.
Mhm.
Let's go.
So you was upset? Did you let him like? Did you get a lap dance?
Yes, this brother
Okay.
had paid. This brother, how he did this one. This brother had paid the woman to come to me and start dancing on me.
Oh, you got a
That's how
W
he.
friend. We call it a W friend. You got a W cousin.
Yeah, that's how he set that up for me, and I hated it. I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was just a shame for me to see that. I mean, what women would do for money at a strip
Mm.
club? Really? Seriously?
Did you enjoy it? Was she thick? Like what was going on?
No, this one was skinny.
She
But
was skinny.
I just didn't get no fulfillment out of it.
She had to pay them
Mm.
bills.
Did
Yeah,
did
but
you
there's a
did
better
you
way. Like,
She
by
got to go through nursing school.
did you talk to her? Did you ask her why she in here doing this?
no, because the music was so loud. Like,
I was
I mean,
loud.
you can barely hear each other talk.
That's hilarious.
Mm. But you wouldn't go back.
No, that's a capital N, capital No. No,
Mm. What if a girl wanted you to go with them? Like, I want to go to the strip club.
no, ma'am. No, thank you.
Mm. What about Hooters?
Yeah,
If
I'll go to Hooters because
Hooters
that's a
cool.
restaurant.
Okay. They got wing. I heard they got wings in the strip club. That's what I heard.
I mean, women dressing in shorts, like short orange stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah. with they like cleavage out and stuff.
Right,
Hmm.
right. I would go, but I wouldn't. I
You
wouldn't pay
wouldn't
that
date a
no
Hooters
attention.
girl. You wouldn't date no Hooters girl, huh?
I mean, no. It all depends on how she is as a person. I would just get
Okay,
to
right,
know her.
right. Okay, that don't rule her out just because of occupation. But if she a stripper, it rule her out for sure.
Well, I
Because you
can't really
said
say
find a
that
better
too.
way. You said find a better way, though. You just said find a better way. You just shamed them for out there shaking their ass and rubbing ones in their clit. You just shamed them. So
Yeah, but I can't fault that because she could be a totally different person. So that's what
okay,
I'm saying.
Outside the
Like
club.
it's best to get to know someone because you really don't know what this person is really about for what you
okay,
see.
right.
Mm. So you would
I
you
agree.
would date a stripper like you would be able to like
Be okay with her shaking booty on another man the next night after having sex with you the night
No,
before.
no, 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 no. I
Oh,
won't be okay with that. I would just be friends with her, getting to know her.
oh,
oh
okay,
okay.
I
okay,
That
wouldn't
makes
date
sense.
her. No, I would
okay. So
just
you
see
wouldn't
where
date
it
no stripper.
leads to.
Okay.
Now
Mm.
y'all understanding what I'm talking about? See, it's
Yeah,
best to
no,
get to
because you
know
were saying
someone.
yes, but no, but just to friend. I'm talking about getting to know to like have a relationship with, not just friends. Yeah, we can all
Oh,
have good friends. We can all have friends. Yeah, we got friends. Yeah, and kumbaya. I'm with that.
Nah, I get what you said. I thought you were saying like you would date her and get to know her. I ain't know you meant like you'll put her in the
no.
friend zone and get to know her.
Yeah,
What
he said friend zone.
Mary B wants to know, concerned citizen, do you meet women outside of clubs and bars?
Um, yes, I ain't gonna lie. I do a little parking lot pimping. I stay behind afterwards. So I just go out the scene. With my little concerns and I sit back, Mary B. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Yeah, I do my parking lot pimping. I'll sit out there and I scope the scene out. Like I say, I survey and the different concerns. They just say you got to get to know them. I ain't got a lot of time. I'm running with a little. I'm on the time limit. When the club, you got about a little 10, 15 minutes. We got to scope the scene, see where everybody going to see who I need to have some concerns with that night. That's just what we on, Mary B.
I, I think Mary B understand that side of life, man.
Let's go. Let's go, Mary B. Mary B. Hey, 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 Mary B. Hey, I ain't Mary B. Hey,
I think
hey,
Mary B done kicked it before.
let's go.
She didn't kick. But look, man. Okay, so would you agree with the philosophy of Nick Cannon? What is Nick Cannon philosophy?
Oh man, he just have a lot of babies. I mean, I don't know. Like he just have a lot of babies. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna keep it real. If he want to have these babies and the women is okay with it, it's two consenting adults. They procreating. We need more black children. So hey, we need more black people. Why not?
Mm,
They consent. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Cause ain't like he pressuring them into it. They want to have his baby.
yeah. How many he got? He got like a crazy number, don't he?
He got nine with him.
Oh, I thought he had like something. Oh, having kids to maintain his legacy, saying he ain't got a lot of time on Earth, so he's just trying to
Mm,
like keep his seed out there. Mm.
oh,
Do you worry about that,
okay.
Akeem? Do you worry about that, the spokesman? Like, do you want your name to live on through a child, or that's not none of your concern?
Really, it really doesn't matter.
Okay,
Yes and no.
yeah. Like you would be okay leaving the Earth with no kids.
I would be okay with that. I have
Okay,
came to terms with that because of where I see generations is heading to now, the way things are.
yeah.
I would be okay with that.
Mm. Mm. That's deep. But how can you spread that much love to all those different households? That's what I'm thinking. Like, I know some of them kids think he ain't about nothing because you can't nine different households. Maybe they in, I don't know about the households, but yeah, you only gonna be able to do one household. The
Yeah, you
other,
ain't gonna be able to meet up with everybody. You're gonna miss some birthdays.
yeah,
Well, maybe not some birthday. You might be able to make some birthday. You might miss some recitals though.
yeah, especially if they spread out. Like if it's different
Hmm.
states and shit. It's Yeah, and the money ain't gonna make up for time spent. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But look, man,
Mhm.
I'm gonna let y'all say y'all one tools. I'm gonna get out the way, man. This has been a legendary conversation.
Of
This
course.
shit was
Because you know
legendary.
why?
Yes.
Because the spokesman here. You know what I'm
That
saying? When the
Yeah.
spokesman get here, hey, I'm gonna tell it like it is.
you
Yeah.
definitely set the bar tonight, the spokesman.
Yeah.
And not
You
and not to bash or
snapped.
shame nobody. I mean, I just like to tell people the right way of going by doing things.
Nah, I fuck with it. I fuck with your message.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Fuck
I
with
mean, you
your
see, I'm
message,
just speaking my mind the way I always be.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned something new about you tonight.
Hey, man, when I clip that, that's gonna be crazy. But look,
Yeah.
and y'all got to see a little more of the concerned citizen, Mr. Walter Nelly.
Yes.
He he's another chat mover, stir the pot. We y'all got to meet him today. He shared some concerns, but this is an ongoing thing. He has concerns. The spokesman is the head of the chat. But the concerned citizen is gonna share concerns with y'all. Yeah, we got titles here. We got titles. We working.
It's up.
We
It's
working.
up.
We working. We we working. That's why it's the greatest podcast on Facebook because we got concerns. We got the spokesman. We got who else we got? We got Professor X. You feel me? A lot more people to come. A lot more people to come. But y'all say y'all want tools, man. Shout out to the chats and stuff, man. Let them people know something. Tell them something.
All right, so I guess I'll go. Okay, I hope everyone have learned something from this episode today. From single parent household to both parents being in the household, hey, it definitely has an impact. So whichever route you choose for the people who don't have kids, choose wisely because you heard it from the single point, the single parent household, and both parents household. It definitely plays a significant role, and whichever you choose, hey, you would need to make that decision for yourself, and may God bless you. Hey, from the spokesman, I love everybody.
Hey, there you go. There you
It's up.
go.
It's up.
I'm
It's
proud of
up.
myself.
Let's go.
That's my dude right
Let's
there.
go. Overall, man, great episode, man. Great episode, man. It was good chopping it up, getting to know. And let me tell y'all something, man. Man, y'all get them baby daddies a chance, man. That's all I'm saying. Get them baby daddies a chance. Get them baby daddies a chance. Some of them ain't good, but get them baby daddies a chance. And I'm gonna leave y'all with one question, because I think this encapsulates the episode better than ever. Can a woman raise a man?
Mm,
Peace.
there you go. There you go. There you go. Man, give it up. Give it up for those two young gentlemen, man. Coming through. Doing their thing. Doing their thing. Man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. The greatest podcast on Facebook with the greatest chat. We got real people. The spokesman doesn't duck no smoke, as you see. The concerned citizen said he had some concerns, and the spokesman didn't duck no smoke. The concerned citizen is willing to share these concerns. You know what I'm saying? The spokesman speaks for the chat, but the concerned citizen shares the chat concerns. You feel me? So we out here. We doing our thing. Part two next week, next Thursday, same time, same place, same city. What Drake used to say, I forgot the whole thing, but you know what I mean. We here to stay. We locked in. Uh, reminder: every last Friday we're doing the hot seat. Every last Friday until football season, then we'll move some stuff around. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for sticking around this long. We'll definitely be back. Clips going up tomorrow. And this full episode. Do I want to do it like that? Yeah. This live will be uploaded on YouTube by tomorrow. I'll post it if y'all want to go back and watch. But thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. And I'll see y'all on the next one.